Alright, tells me I'm live, so I can see me on the screen. Alright, hey everybody, it's been a while since I've done a live stream. Let me know about the sound here. I had to reset some stuff when we did the live stream in Wichita for the top 10, top 5, top 10, or top 5 2019, top 10 of the decade or whatever. So if this is a little loud or quiet or whatever else, just let me know. Give a minute for people to kind of filter in here as the YouTubes send out some notifications. Drinking tropical coconut body armor light. It's got stevia in it instead of artificial sweetener, so that's better stuff. I do have a new jersey that I'm showing off here. This is a high five jersey, actually, so this is what it looks like. Nothing too crazy. I did get SRG BBFS on the back here for neck, and my logos are in the way though, so sorry. So I'll pay attention to that. And this is just in case I happen to want to touch loud, lower it. Okay, that's kind of what I thought. How about that? I think that's where I normally have it. Anyhow, yeah, this is just in case I happen to want to go donate more money faster. So we have a couple local regionals and stuff like that. I did get a gift card from my parents for Christmas, so in case I ever decide to go donate to all the people that I see in our regular sweepers now, like Brad Miller and Packy Hanrahan, who made the show for Sunday. Spoiler alert, but I don't care. It's all over social media for the last couple days now. So, favorite jersey company. I do the logo infusion thing because they support a bunch of stuff that Storm does. They support our local tournament sweepers in Kansas City that Mike Adamski and David Waswo put on KC tournaments. If you're ever in the area, fantastic, ridiculously great tournaments. They support that and sponsor that. They also support Nick Brown at SRG BBFS, the largest Storm Roto Grip group on Facebook. I think he's at 20,000 members here, or pretty close. So yeah, I normally go the logo infusion route. It's just for any of the PBA stuff, you have to have high five stuff. And actually, I do like the logo stuff, but I like this too. The process was really fast. I gave them the color scheme that I kind of wanted, but they added these bands on the end of the sleeve, and then they added kind of this little design. So I picked the colors, and I gave them the general. Okay, I want this, and then I want the pink on the side, and then I want the white sleeves, and told them where I wanted stuff. And I said, if you have any creative input there, just going ahead and go for it. I'm sure I'll love it. And so they made the collar pink, and then they made the end of the sleeves pink, and even down to the little details of the stitching on the shirt down here that you can't see that I'm looking at is teal. It's the same color as the jersey body, so that looks pretty cool, pretty good and cool at the same time. Cool, I think that's a new word now. But it was a pretty quick process. Feedback, and they have all kinds of updates and stuff throughout the process. So it was a pretty great experience as far as I'm concerned. But I do the logo stuff normally, so we'll be sticking with logo infusion for the majority of my purchases, unless I need something PBA registered, which I don't really need anything PBA registered, but it is what it is. So, all right, this is just a general Q&A. I haven't done anything. I haven't done a live stream for a while. I haven't put out a lot of videos in a while here recently. We've had the giveaway thing that I'll talk about a little bit later. Everybody wants to know about Omega Crux and Pitch Purple, so I'll talk a little bit about those. Not too much. I don't have the balls yet, so I can't talk ball reaction until I've thrown the balls. So, and they're still about a month from coming out yet, so not too much on those. Just kind of hit the tech details and answer a few questions the questions that I can answer. But this is just kind of a general Q&A. I don't have a whole lot to talk about. I do have a few things that I have on the agenda, but I'll kind of fit those in around the general Q&A stuff. So, mic is better, I'm assuming. Volume is better. Sweet. All right. Best urethane ball. It might be the pitch purple. I have no idea. The pitch black has been doing some good things. It's been around for a while and it's not going anywhere. So I think the general consensus from a lot of people is that the purple hammer is the best urethane ball. But I'm a Storm guy. I haven't thrown it, so I have no idea. It looks pretty good, but haven't thrown it. Howdy, Mr. Brian Shannon. Interesting. Does the carpet match the drapes? Well, I have a few different colors of carpet here, so I don't even know how to answer that question. Also, interesting question straight off the bat. That's bold. I like it. What's your favorite? Favorite company for jerseys is going to be Logo Infusion. What do I think of the new Crux? It looks interesting. I think that I'm always a little curious when they put out it doesn't happen very often, but when they have a factory sanded pearl, that's kind of interesting. But most people I know just going ahead and knock the shine off anyway. So I think that it's just removing a step for people. I think I like factory shine, and I will let it go on ahead and shine up. I prefer lane shine really to lane shine to polish, or just the shine it gets from general use. And so I'll probably just let it go on ahead and shine up. But most people, I think more people than not, take the factory shine off of stuff than people who would actually take something and polish it up. And so I think they're just kind of cutting out the middleman on this one. I don't think there's anything terribly special about the surface prep. 3,000 might be a little stiff for some people, but I think 3,000 is pretty much, if you go 4,000, you don't really do much of anything but rub a pad on the ball. I mean, it breaks the shine just a hair bit, but I don't think it's enough to really do anything. So I think 3,000 is probably the preferred surface of choice. So I think that they're just like, hey, let's give it a shot. Most people take the shine off of it anyway, so why not? So I did have some EFX jerseys, but like I said, Logo supports a lot of stuff that I'm involved with. I am SRG BBFS staffer. Storm Roto Grip bowling balls for sale on Facebook. Biggest group out there. Go check them out. If you want anything Storm or Roto Grip bowling balls, used, old, vintage, unique, rare, just pop on there and somebody will have it somewhere. It may be expensive, but they'll have it. International stuff, all kinds of stuff. So definitely go check them out. Yes, it is a nice jersey. I really like. I really like how it turned out. I kind of like, as you can tell, I kind of like pink blue. As you can see behind some of these, I like I like this jersey. I got the pink chair. I like these are kind of my colors. So came out really good. I really like it. Are you changing anything in a 6-ball sports bag since putting out the videos? Not really. I don't think that anything's really changed there. I'm still going. I can't remember exactly what all my choices were, but if I were to put something together, right now I'd have to have a Pro Motion, have to have an Idle Pearl, Phase 2 Physics, Hustle Inc. I'm pretty sure I just covered all of them right there that I picked off the videos. So that's still what I go for. So that logo and the fact that it's high five, yeah. What slides do you use on your Dexter boas? I use the 9 sliding pad. I used to use a 10, but the 8 was always a little too sticky for me, and the 10 was like ice skating, and so the 9's kind of, I used to have to break the 10 in. I'd lick the crap out of my hand and try to work the pad in, but with the 9 hybrid, I don't have to do that, and I use a 7 heel, which I haven't had to change anything for a while. I do have some backups just in case, but I haven't had to change anything for a while. That's something that's something I haven't heard. You need to be high five gear for the tour. Yeah, they have an exclusivity contract with the PBA. So if you're bowling a PBA event, you have to have a high five jersey. I think that maybe the regionals you don't have to, but I'm pretty sure if you're bowling a PBA event, you got to have a high five jersey. You just have to. So it's like you're ready for a trip to Miami. Yeah, I actually like their new jerseys. I thought that those were pretty sharp. I don't watch a whole lot of sports anything really anymore, but Ben just subscribed. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I have 420 videos, or 425 now, or something like that. So that'll keep you busy for months. It was actually kind of funny because there was somebody that subscribed and actually went back and watched every single video that I'd uploaded, and he'd comment on about half of them, and I'd see comments on videos that were like 3 years old, and I'm like, what the crap is going on? And then I recognized it was the same person every time, so that's interesting. Can we expect a review on the upcoming Pitch Purple? Any thoughts on what you've seen so far? Can't talk ball reaction. I haven't thrown it. They don't really want us contributing to any kind of misinformation with speculation, so, and I really don't want to do that anyway, so I'd rather know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about it. There's some people that throw the balls and still don't know what they're talking about after the fact, but I'd at least rather throw it first. That's probably a better indication of picking up something. Hey, Jeremy Smallwood. So yeah, I'll do a review on the Pitch Purple and the Omega Crux. We can't put up videos until 21 days from the release date, which is next Friday, or this upcoming Friday. I think it's the 31st. And I'll have a slow trickle of reviews. I've been doing, most of you may not know, but I put out 7 or 8 videos for the UFO. But the problem, and I did them all at the same time, the problem with that is that people only really watched like the last 2 or 3 in the timeline. And one of them didn't even show up on the, if you go to the YouTube channel and it pops up, one of them just, there was too many, there's only 6 that show up on that little kind of preview, the preview thing on the bottom there. And so I think that there was videos that people didn't even know about. So I'm going to try to spread them out a little bit more this time. But next Friday, and they don't want us putting stuff out too early because obviously you can't go out and buy it. And even if I put them out next Friday, it's still going to be 3 weeks before you can go get them. You can pre-order them, of course, which I would encourage. But they like us to more focus on the stuff that people can actually go out and buy right now. So not a bad strategy. I'm not able to get to the information as quickly as some other people, but I had a saying, slick not quick, or something like that. It rhymed, but I can't remember. So sick not quick, something like that. So yeah, I'll go over the tech details here in a minute. But yes, I'm doing videos for both of them, and actually, they have also agreed to. I used to just do whenever I do the angel share stuff for my wife throwing the balls, and Storm has actually offered to sponsor her videos. So instead of just getting every other ball, or normally I just do videos for her when she wants the ball. So if she's interested in the ball or wants the ball, I'll go on ahead and get it for her. I'll go on ahead and do the video for whenever she decides that she wants a ball or gets a ball. But Storm, since they're pretty popular and a lot of people like them, so Storm went ahead and agreed to sponsor her videos. So now we'll be having an Angels Share video for every single ball that comes out. So that's news. Thank you, Storm. I appreciate it. Makes it a whole lot easier. Plus, I have more time to get them out, and I can get them out closer to when I release my videos. Helps with the viewership and the numbers and stuff. So, hi, Luke. I'm making a 6-ball arsenal. Not sure what I should get next. I have a Pro Motion, High Road, Fever Pitch, Storm Ice. I'm a 2-hander with about 14 miles an hour speed, 380 RPMs. What are the suggested balls? The Pro Motion, if that's your strongest ball, I would probably put, unless you get a High Road, Fever Pitch, and Ice. Fever Pitch is kind of at the bottom. It's kind of tough because I'm just adding 2 more. I definitely get a Physics on the high end. So I think that's probably the most versatile. You can polish it up and it'll handle more medium conditions, or you can leave the surface on or even add surface and it'll handle oil nearly as well as the biggest stuff out there. So I think it's probably the most versatile big ball that we've got right now. I don't know if I double up on a... See, that's a hybrid, so you might do something pearl to complement the Pro Motion. So Phase 3 perhaps. Phase 3 is a good shiny option. Or an idle pearl. It's really hard to go wrong with an idle pearl. I think that the idle pearl is probably a little more versatile than the Phase 3. There's just, once you get to a certain... once you get to a certain level of friction, the Phase 3 just burns up because that cover is really strong. Despite how easy down the lane it is and despite how flippy it is on the back end, it's a really, really strong cover, and it actually can burn up a little bit more than some other stuff. So you do have to have the volume most of the time in the first place for the ball to even get down the lane. So I'd probably go Physics, Idle Pearl. What's a better ball, Idle Pearl, RQ Emerald? There's really no such thing as a better ball. It's like saying which is a 7-iron better than a 5-iron. It really depends on the situation you're in, your particular game, the conditions, barometric pressure. I don't know, all kinds of different things. So I prefer the Idle Pearl. The IQ Emerald, through 2 of them now, has proven to be a nightmare for me for some reason. I just can't match up to that ball, no matter how it's drilled, no matter what I do with it. I don't know. Just probably don't have the right conditions for it. But that's really just not my type of ball. So, seen some reviews on Pitch Purple and Omega Crux. Yeah, Storm's got some ball reaction videos out there. And the interesting thing about the Pitch Purple is that it was initially available overseas. I don't know if they just kind of made it available overseas because they never really announced it as an international release. It never showed up on the international list or anything like that. And so I don't know if they just kind of put it out there and were kind of in limbo or, figuring out what to do with it. But they have been available overseas for a couple months. So there's already some people that have them. Kenan McFalls actually has a Pitch Purple review that he posted like 2 or 3 days. He got it international. You can buy the international stuff, and so he went ahead and got one because he was interested in the ball, and he put a review up like 2 or 3 days before they announced it was coming stateside. So there are a few reviews out there on the Pitch Purple. I think there's an international or Japanese one out about the Omega Crux, and then of course the ones that Storm's put out. So if you want to look at the ball reaction, go on ahead and check those out. What do you think on a 3-ball UFO physics, astrophysics? That's a whole lot of strong. So generally, yes, that'd be a pretty good lineup if you're looking for really strong stuff, or if you generally favor strong and or asymmetrical stuff. That's a pretty good lineup. So Wild Jimbo appears. Yep. Shimwrecker / Jimbo / James will be on a little bit later whenever he comes back from where he's coming back from. So seems like the physics is just now starting to gain popularity on tour. I don't think it's really gaining popularity. I think the deal is that with them doing the dual patterns, they've had some heavier, longer patterns here, and so they've just been allowed to use stronger stuff because a lot of the guys on tour don't need super strong stuff. But Jesper Svensson was throwing a Crux Prime on Dragon on the left lane at this most recent tournament that the finals are going to be for on Sunday, and he made the show, so he'll probably be throwing a Prime on TV again. So it's just the conditions these first couple tournaments have allowed them to use a lot stronger stuff, and so I think it's just more of a case of them being able to use something that strong, which is typically too strong for them. Most of the time, the guys on tour just don't need asymmetric stuff. It's too strong. It's too much down lane. So I think that it's just they're having the ability to actually be able to use it for a change, and so I think that it's one of those that they probably want to use a whole lot more than they actually get to use it. So thought you'd like it. Gotta have some laughs. Should be a great show tomorrow. Yeah, definitely. Brad Miller and Packy Hanrahan are local guys. Brad's from Lee's Summit, Missouri, which is Kansas City. There's a whole bunch of towns around Kansas City. And then Packy bowled for Wichita State, and see him at a lot of local sweepers. And I think last year was his first. He wasn't full-time on tour last year. He hit several of them, but this is his first actual full-time year on tour. So to make a show two shows in is pretty cool. I crossed with him at a lot of the local tournaments and stuff. Um, he comes to a lot of local tournaments. He leaves with a lot of my money most of the time. Not a lot of it because I don't contribute much of it, because of who typically shows up at our local tournaments. And that's the thing I told somebody else about this whole regional thing. I'm like, they're basically like our local sweepers are basically glorified regionals, because half the PBA tour shows up for them anyway. So, but when Packy gets wound up, he's a lot of fun to watch. He's just generally excited and into it. He's got some Norm Duke mannerisms, which he's this tall, lanky guy, this two-handed lefty, and he really gets into it. And it's not like he's showing off, or it's not like he's embellishing or going over the top or whatever. It's just generally interesting to watch. He just loves what he's doing. He has a lot of fun, and Brad has been bowling really well over the last year. So it's no surprise to see him make a show. I crossed with him at a tournament about a month ago, and he was just throwing it really well. The tour guys, it just has to be experienced to believe. You can watch them on TV and say, oh yeah, they're good, or you can watch them at a PBA tournament, but when you're actually bowling with them on the same conditions that they're bowling on, and they make it look just stupid easy, that's when you can see the difference in the type of roll and the way that the ball goes through the pins and just what they do. And they slow the game down, and they pay so much more attention to each individual shot than anybody else does. And so it's really cool to watch up close and in person. Brad's a great guy too, so really excited to see those guys bowl tomorrow. I think that show's going to be great. Can you explain the difference between the physics, UFO, Crux Prime, Gravity Evolve? I had a lot. I think in my UFO release series, I compared it. I have a standalone video comparing it specifically to the Crux Prime, specifically to the physics. I didn't do one on the UFO versus the Gravity Evolve, but I think if you watch the UFO review and watch the Evolve review, you can kind of judge. And that's a lot of talking for right here, right now. So I would recommend go watch the videos and see what you can see out of those. So. Wow, does the Wild Streak look good shiny? Yeah, it looks good shiny. I think it can be a little long and a little sharp. I had some leaves that I don't normally have in League, and I threw it at League the last couple nights in 2 different houses, and it looked quite a bit better than I really expected. And I'm not sure what I expected, seeing as how I filmed the reviews on a house shot. I just thought, okay, well, this is going to be pretty good on sport conditions. And so I thought, well, I already have the balls that I throw at League, Idle Pearl, Idle Pro, Phase 2, Physics, stuff like that. And so I thought, well, wow, this is going to be a really great sport ball. And so I just never even took it to League, really. And I keep seeing these scores all over Facebook, and I'm like, well, it is kind of like a bigger high road, which makes sense. It's a stronger high road. It's got the same type of numbers. It's got a stronger cover. And it kind of reacted like a high road when I threw it, just obviously beefier. And so I thought, well, why not? I shuffle some stuff up every once in a while, and everybody else is having a lot of success with it, so I might as well try it. And I tried it, and it was pretty freaking amazing. So it's gonna start going everywhere now. I had some pretty positive thoughts about it to begin with, but it's a winner. It's not a winner because it's better than the winners, but don't tell anybody I said that. But it's good stuff. I'm really enjoying it because I don't have to chuck it to get it down the lane. It's not revving and rolling at my toes, but it's got a lot of pop down lane. I think I actually need it sanded. I think it'd actually be a whole lot better. Oh, Bork. I got to scroll down there really fast. Somebody dropped a whole bunch of money. $25. Keith. Appreciate it. I think you're the Keith that sends me emails. I'm pretty sure. So, yes, really do appreciate it. $25 from Keith. Great content. Really enjoy some of the new stuff. Keep it coming. I do have some more ideas that I'm working on. I'm trying to clean some stuff up a little bit. I got to a point there where I was putting out several videos a day, and I think that they were all kind of falling over top of each other or stepping on each other, and so I'm going to try to space them out just a little bit more so that they don't get lost in the timeline, because I had some, what I thought was some pretty good stuff that had kind of mediocre numbers, and so I think I was just putting it out a little bit too fast. So, really do appreciate it, Keith. It's very helpful. Very helpful. All goes to the channel, by the way, or to Packy Hanrahan or Brad at a tournament. So, let's see. Hey, Kenan. Hey, girl. All right, I gotta scroll back up and find my questions. Urethane isn't a great dry lane option. Yet, watch my pitch black. I got a lot of comments from. I think I got a comment from somebody overseas, and they said something like, "It's great to finally see an American that understands urethane." I took that as a compliment, by the way. So I think that was awesome. And yeah, the Wild Streak looks good. It just looks good in general. Like it's into the league bag. It's into the everywhere I go bag. Everywhere I go bag. Yeah, everywhere I go bag, not the everywhere I bag. Or what I probably didn't even say that right. Are they doing a rad E-Core Intense Solid? I've been begging Chad for the Intense Velocity, which is an NRG cover Intense. That core is just a little sensitive, though. It's a little sensitive, and so I'm not sure if they're going to do another Intense, or they might just kind of let it simmer for a little bit and bring one out when it makes sense. So next time we get a solid, I'm not sure what we'll get in a solid, but we've got the Prime and the Evolve out right now. They'll probably do a different solid cover type. Yeah. So Phase 2 still getting a lot of love. Also thinking about getting me one next month. Yeah, the Phase 2 is not going anywhere. People would revolt. Chris Prather would throw a fit. Now that Diana Zavjalova's signed, she's really liking hers. And I'm pretty sure that Verity's going to be using hers quite a bit. Stephanie Johnson, I'm sure, will be throwing it a lot. So it's just too good to get rid of. People would revolt. So, general recommendation for a two-hander on a semi-heavy house pattern. Imagine this person that gave you no other information other than that. Semi-heavy house pattern two-hander, Phase 2. It's just the easiest one. Anthony Simonson uses his quite a bit. Kyle Troop uses one quite a bit when they can actually throw something that strong. If it's on a semi-heavy house pattern, people are going to go for the Phase 2. That's just where they're going. So I threw the Omega Crux at a matchmaker event today. Does not roll like a pearl. It doesn't look like it rolls like a pearl. But again, they don't want me speculating. I don't want to speculate. From watching the videos, it doesn't look. It looks like a Crux, honestly. And that's not the strongest asymmetric core, because when you take a normal asymmetric core and you drill it, normally if you go pin up, it's going to make the differential higher. And so when you take the catalyst core isn't the strongest asymmetric core to begin with, and then when you drill it, you're not really changing the core much, and so it's going to retain the design numbers more after drilling than a lot of other balls will, because of that cavity in the middle. So you're not going to be changing the core specs that much, and so it's kind of a rollier, smoother shaping core to begin with. And then when you have a sanded pearl cover, and GI20 is supposed to be the strongest cover that they've put out now. Chad and Storm released a new cover strength chart, and GI20 is the top of the list. So super strong cover, factory sanded, rolly core. I kind of expect to see what I see on videos. So, hi, Mistel. Hi, baby. You coming to say hi? Yes. Come to get some. You coming to get some camera time? Famous puppy? Yes, I know. You're cute. You're cute. This is Missile. This is Mistletoe. Rescue dog number 1. Hi. Thank you. I know. You want to go outside? Go ahead, Mama. Let you outside. Mama, go let her outside. So yeah, the Omega Crux, you can form your own opinions, and I have some opinions of my own on forming your own opinions that I'll get to in a minute as soon as I catch up with questions. But yeah, you can Storm put out a video with 6 different people throwing the ball. So if that's not diversity and giving you a pretty good look at what the ball does, I don't know what is. So go check that video out, definitely. Yep, thank you, Aaron A. How's the ball giveaway looking? I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, because it's looking kind of like I expected to look, which isn't necessarily the most positive thing, but I kind of expected it was kind of a social experiment at the same time, so it kind of exactly what I thought happened was going to happen, but I'll talk about that later, now that I've inserted drama. Hashtag drama. What's more important for your personal reaction, layouts or surface, and why? I heard some mixed opinions on this. The stronger the core is, the more the layout matters. Because if you have something like a tropical storm, you can drill it pin up, pin down, 4-inch pin. There's not a whole lot of reaction there to take advantage of. But when you get up into asymmetric balls, especially, the layout matters a whole lot more than it does on a symmetric ball to begin with, let alone a weaker symmetric ball. So surface is always going to dominate ball reaction, but at the same time, again, layout is more important the stronger the core gets. So and yeah, there's always going to be some people in certain camps this way or that way or the other, and I don't know. The drama thing is pissing me off, and that's also something I'll complain about later, because I always have to complain about something in these live streams. Otherwise, it's just not fun enough. But I'm getting pretty tired of the drama nonsense, so I'll try to scale back and probably can't answer that one. Storm B28. Like the question, can't answer it on air. Didn't see them much last year on longer stuff. A lot of alphas, Sherlocks. Yeah, people kind of... It's interesting that the pros go with what they know scores. And so the pros are usually later than everybody else to adopt some of the newer balls. So now that they know about the Phase 2, they're going to default to a Phase 2, even though, you know, something like a ProMotion's out there, they might have thrown it, but if they're more comfortable with something older already, they're going to use that because that's what's going to help them succeed. So, can you use a pitch black on a dry lane? I mean, you can, but urethane's not for dry lanes. It's just not. So, why don't you see the ProMotion on tour much? It's really, really smooth. It's really, really smooth, and it's actually a little bit weaker. And I think it's still new enough that the Phase 2 didn't really start catching on until a year after it was out. Most of the stuff on tour just doesn't really catch on until people have had enough use on it or use it in practice sessions or see what's up with it. So well, and this is another thing. Why does Mo think pin down balls don't work? He's talking about pin down symmetrics, and I think that Mo's normal thing is going for all-out ball reaction. He just wants to go for the strongest ball reaction, period, and he doesn't really recommend pin down layouts on symmetrical balls, but it's not a hard and fast rule like people, you know, he says, well, I wouldn't recommend pin down layouts on symmetrical balls, which he's talking about league bowlers, and he's talking about most of the time. Obviously, there's a crap load of pros that throw pin down symmetrics all the time. I do it myself, and I really love pin down symmetrics. So I think, oh, crap, there's all kinds of people dropping stuff. I think that's Jimbo. Oh, yeah. Ha, ha, ha. Yep, Shimwrecker Enterprises, James, is $5. Is the Nerf gun donation challenge still a thing? Asking for a friend. My wife was going to ask how much she thought that somebody should donate in order for me to get shot with Nerf darts. So, C&M, Chad, $25. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Physics, that is all. Yeah, physics is awesome. Physics is awesome possum. So, very, very cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Bork, bork, bork. Thanks again to Keith. Awesome possum. Oh, man, I got a bunch of questions to catch up with. All right. So, it's just a general recommendation. Mo's just not going to recommend pin down layouts for the average league bowler, and I wouldn't either. So I think some of these groups on Facebook get really cultish, and if you say anything remotely contradictory or not even negative, you can just disagree with somebody's opinion, and you'll get torn to pieces. So I don't spend a whole lot of time on Facebook anymore. So. And this is one of the instances. I think that if Mo knew that people were saying that about him, or Mo says that you should never use a pin down layout on a symmetrical ball, that would be dumb. And Mo's not dumb. So he's got some pretty strong opinions, and he's got some avenues or some things that he really hammers on, like we all do. But that's not entirely accurate, I don't think. So. Halo Pearl with 2,000 service works great at Olathe East. Yeah, I haven't tried Halo Pearl with Surface on it, but I imagine that would be actually pretty incredible. But yeah, it's hard to find anything really that works great at Olathe Lanes East is impressive. So, predictions for the stepladder tomorrow. I forgot who is in 5th. So I know it's Simonelli, Brad, Jesper, Packy, and then I forget who. Or is Jesper and Packy bowling the first match? I can't remember. Somebody tell me. I'll have to fix this. I have to scroll all the way back up now. Sean Rash, that's right. So I've got to go with, I know Rash has more experience on TV. I just got to go with Packy because he bowled really well the whole week. I think I've got to go Packy because I want to see Packy get it done. And then in the Packy Jesper match, that's a complete coin flip because Packy, I think in the position round, Jesper shot 270 something at him. And so it just really depends on what happens on TV. Guys can be, and this is probably going to hum a little bit. Hopefully that's not too loud, but I'm cold, so I turned my space heater on. Hopefully I'll just talk loud and drown it out. So yeah, the step ladder tomorrow, it's a coin flip on that one. They do have 3 lefties on the show actually, with Jesper and Simonelli and Packy, and so that side of the lane is going to get torn up. So by the time we get to Brad Miller, he might actually have a great shot. And Simonelli is the first qualifier, and he talked about on Flow Bowling something about his first games on the fresh. He's a lot better bowler on the fresh than he is when they get broken down a little bit. And having a bunch of lefties on his side and him not getting to bowl for 2 hours and all the practice and stuff, they might be in pretty rough shape by the time Ryan gets there. So this might be kind of a perfect storm for Brad to get some stuff done. So, I mean, definitely once Brad's shirt gets untucked, it's over. Which is funny because if you watched him bowl, as the day goes on, his shirt just kind of gradually untucks and that one side is just kind of hanging out and he never tucks it back in. And that's when you know that Brad's going, is when the shirt comes untucked and he's just rocking it. So watch for the shirt to come untucked on Brad. That's what I'm predicting. If that shirt comes untucked, he's going to get some stuff done. So, all right, I got to get through this faster. How much have you thrown the wild streak? A whole lot more recently than I have the past couple months. I would take it to any tournament that I went to because it's just when I need more control over the ball reaction, it gives me that. It responds so much more to hand tricks than anything else does. The changes are bigger, so I can accomplish more stuff with different hand position changes. But I've thrown it in the league the last couple nights. It looked great. So, all right. Someone on Brad and Kyle's show made his own name on a shirt because his jersey wasn't in just yet. It might have. Well, no, Packy's already got his own stuff, so I'm not entirely sure who this. He has a great video on the Wild Streak. Yeah, I've got several videos on the Wild Streak right now, and I just, before this got started a little bit earlier, I put up a 2-month report card on it. And so basically what I said, you can go check out the report card. Thank you. I'm going to start commenting on all your old videos. Yeah, that'd be great. Kenan McFalls has a Pitch Purple video up. Yes, he does. Go check it out. Big fan of Kenan. He's been on Junior Team USA for a couple of years. Just curious on how conditional the Wild Streak is and what conditions. It's great on everything now. Like I said, I drilled it up and I instantly recognized, well, this is going to be great on sports stuff. But I already had my kind of murderer's row for my house shot stuff, and so I just didn't even, that just didn't even click. I just didn't even think about it. I'm like, oh, this is going to be great on sports shots. I'll take it to my sports shot stuff, and I'll keep throwing what I'm throwing in league. But as I see the posts on social media about people shooting big scores with the Wild Streak, I'm like, oh, well, I mean, yeah, I guess it's kind of like a stronger, solid high road, so it probably would be pretty good on stuff. I'll take it and find out, and yeah, I've been missing out, so it's really good on everything. What kind of bowlers don't match up with spec? That's really hard to tell because there's some people that like it that I didn't think would. There's a lot of older kind of down and in bowlers that just have the classic, just kind of get out of it nice and easy and let it walk in there, that have done really well with the Crux Prime. There was a local girl here too, not a girl anymore. She's like 25 now, I think, but she just shot her first 300 a couple weeks ago with the Crux Prime, and she kind of does that. She just lets it off nice and easy and walks it in. And I think the people that don't match up with it are the people that don't really roll the ball. And so if they have a higher, if they're more mismatched on speed, if they got more speed than the rev rate can handle. If you're looking, anybody who counts on the ball for reaction, who gets out of it really clean and just kind of floats it down there, spec's not going to stop and then drive. It's something that you need to roll a little bit more. It reminds me of urethane. If you just treat it like a stronger urethane ball, just spec in general, you're probably going to get more out of it than if you're just kind of throwing it down there, expecting the ball to do all the work. Yeah, Storm also has videos up of the Pitch Purple and Omega, so definitely go check those out. Core cover combinations you would like to see. There's a lot of the phase stuff that I would have loved to have. I'd like to see R3S hybrid on another ASIM. I hope Roto continues to use the E-Trax cover because that's really nice. That'd actually be cool to see the next, because we're due for a Pearl Ball, so a E-Trax, an updated E-Trax. I think that they used Microtrax 20, so yeah, if they have a new cover, if they have a new formulation of the E-Trax 20 on the UFO core would be pretty nice. I would think. I still want R3S hybrid on the IQ core, or the IQ Tour core, the Centripetal C3. Still after chat about the IQ Tour Fury. So yeah, it's a everything killer Wild Streak. Arsenal you currently use, I've been taking around the physics, the phase 3, and the ProMotion, and I recently added the phase 2 and the Wild Streak to that, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. I was just taking 3 balls to league. The physics is all of a sudden too strong for Westridge, which is the first house you normally see in the videos when I film. All of a sudden, I don't know what has kind of happened there, but it just won't get down. It just doesn't want to clear the heads anymore, so I don't know what's up with that. The phase 3 works on just about anything. It's better when the lanes break down a little bit and I can move left and open them up a little bit more. And the Wild Streak's proven to be the first ball out of the bag here recently, so I'm going to keep riding that horse. How does the all-road compare to the wild streak at equal surfaces? I'm not entirely sure, but if you watch my my reviews, and I think in my in-depth video, my wild streak in-depth, I compared it to the all-road at their factory surface. Now, the thing to note here is that my all-road came quite a bit duller than 4000 grit, and so if you want to see similar surfaces, take a look at that, because my all-road definitely didn't come at 4000. Is there any information or somewhere to go get information on balls that are going to be discontinued this year? No, they don't. They don't really know until they usually watch sales numbers, and if it's not selling so well anymore, if it's not as popular, then they go on ahead and discontinue it. But I don't have any way of knowing. They really have no way of knowing, and I don't think that they really want to put that out there. Hey, we're going to discontinue this ball in 6 months. It's not really a scheduled thing. It's just whenever if the ball keeps selling, they'll keep making it, and if it doesn't, then they'll replace it with something. Omega Crux versus the Crux Prime. I don't have the Omega yet, so I have no idea on that one, but they will be compared in my review. What happened to the Sonic? It was supposed to be a big release, and it was gone so fast. I think the cover was not quite strong enough for that core. I think it was a good idea, but that core was so strong, and I just don't think that cover could quite keep up with it. And so I think it was really highly anticipated, but I think it was just a case of the core cover thing not matching up too well, and I have an interesting story about that later too. What's better, the High Road or the Idle Pearl? There's, again, going back to what I said earlier, there's not really a better. It's like asking if a 9-iron is better than the 5-iron. It just all depends on the situation, the bowler, and the conditions, and all that kind of stuff. So there's really no such thing as better. There's different. So I had no luck with the Crux Prime. It doesn't like speed and burns out. It doesn't burn up. It doesn't burn up. It's just slow enough that it needs time to rev and roll. And so, yeah, if you, it doesn't really like speed, and it doesn't burn up. It just doesn't wind up very fast. So if you give it time to wind up, it'll hunt for the 7-pin, but it needs time to wind up. What's the best urethane ball out right now? Well, the purple hammer is officially discontinued. They can't make any more of those. They'll probably release a special edition of it or something like that. That would be the consensus best one out there, I think, if you ask most people. But the pitch black is, our staffers are happy enough with the pitch black. So Jesper uses it all the time. Belmo uses it all the time. A lot of the two-handers use it constantly, so everybody on our staff's really happy with the pitch black. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting how that works, huh, Kenan? Interesting. I remember seeing Chad say in one of the comments of the videos it was an international release. I think, yeah, you're talking about the pitch purple. And I think that's when he put out his video for it a couple months ago, I think he did say international release, which is interesting. What's up, Preston? Asking because I don't like going off box all the time. Easier to see a real comparison when I actually change with, like with Lane Shine. So, yep. I typically don't change surfaces too much, and I'm not really throwing the all-road anymore. Actually, I gave it to my father-in-law. It just wasn't quite... It's quite a bit smoother than I always felt like it was going to be. I always felt like it was going to hook way more than it actually did, or be stronger down lane than it actually was, and so it just... I wasn't seeing the ball reaction right, or I just never could get comfortable with it, so... Storm Skybolt. I never threw a Skybolt. I think that's before my time. My first Storm Ball was the Trauma. My theory on the pitch purple was that it was slated to be international. Then we realized Brunswick won't be pouring purple hammers for a while they recertify everything, so they changed it to here. I kind of think that that's the best guess, too. I kind of think that they saw the opportunity because the pitch purple kind of came out before that whole thing went down, or right at the same time, so I think they shifted gears on that. Hi, my arsenal is Physics, Crux Prime, Phase 3 Marvel Pearl. Yeah, Marvel Pearl. I've been having some real tongue twisters. I've been having some... I was trying to do audio for the videos earlier. I was having some real speech impediment moments. I just couldn't... I was just real thick and chalky and couldn't talk right. Physics, Crux Prime, Phase 3 Marvel Pearl, Emerald IQ, Fever Pitch for League House Shot. What's my best lineup? I like the Crux Prime, but I'm always intimidated by it. Yeah, Crux Prime could be one that a lot of people don't get, just kind of like I didn't get my All Road. You throw it out there and you expect it to back in more or be stronger, and it really isn't, and I just never got comfortable with that. But I'm really comfortable with the Crux Prime because it's earlier, and so I can kind of tighten up my angles, and that one makes sense to me. But I would say if you're not comfortable with something, don't throw it, or go practice with it more or something. Do you think the Black Widow Purple and the Pitch Purple will be good comparisons? I don't think there is such a thing as a Black Widow Purple, unless you're talking about the Purple Hammer. They'd probably be good companions. They might... I don't know how they're going to compare because I can't throw the Purple Hammer, and I couldn't find one for less than like $400 right now anyway, so... From what I've seen on Phase 3s in my league, seem to react more like an ASIM Pearl than a hybrid sim. Yes. I've always considered R3S hybrid to act more like a Pearl than R3S Pearl. So I was thinking, somebody asked me a question the other day, and I just think of the Phase 3 as a Pearl, and that the velocity core is really, really windy and really continuous, and so yeah, it does kind of act asymmetric. It's really firm at the break point. It doesn't miss the spot. So if I get a UFO and already have a physics and astrophysics, what would be another ball to fill my 4-ball roller to go, as the other 3 are too strong? More towards lane breakdown. Probably with those that you already have. Those are pretty strong on the top end. But if you generally favor stronger stuff, you could probably ball down to an Idle Pearl under the astrophysics. Might even go IQ Emerald. Probably wouldn't go much weaker than that. High Road would probably be too big of a gap between that and the Astro. The Idle Pearl kind of rolls like an Astro. It's a little bit weaker. There may not be enough separation there, but IQ Emerald might be the ball to go to with there. Packy has swag. Yeah, Packy's just cool. He just, yep. That's the best way to... How many Pearl balls do you recommend speed dominant bowlers to have? I'm not entirely sure. That it's more about reaction than ball type, because you can have some pretty smooth pearls, you can have some pretty sharp solids. So it's really just about cover prep, probably more than anything. I don't think that, because there's some really strong rolly pearl balls out there, especially some of the overseas NRG stuff, and the Omega Crux kind of looks that way, like a really strong rolly pearl that doesn't necessarily fit the typical skid snap, what you'd think of a pearl roll to be. Can I get a pitch black? Because I had a tournament today and it cracked, so I have no... Your pitch black cracked? That's interesting. Urethane doesn't really crack, so if a pitch black... I don't think I've ever seen or heard of a urethane ball cracking. That's kind of weird. So, yeah, I imagine, yeah, you can, you can really get whatever you want. But yeah, if you need another pitch black, they're still making them, so you can still go get them. I had the most success with my IQ Emerald after the lanes break down, but at the beginning I'm terrible. Low rev stroker. So you probably want something stronger than that. IQ, or the Idle Pearl probably would be a stronger... It'll still be shiny. If you're a low rev stroker, it'll still give you that pop down lane, but it'll be stronger than the Emerald. You recommend the High Road or the High Road X? The High Road X is a case of a ball that rolls really sweet, but doesn't really get the job done better than other stuff most of the time. So probably the High Road. Jeremy, yeah, my issues, I have a lot of speed in my game. Yeah, the Crux Prime is probably not the greatest idea. So, how similar is the Gravity Evolve to Virtual Gravity Nano? It's kind of the Gravity Evolve is a blend between the Virtual Gravity Nano and the original Virtual Gravity. I think it's a little bit sharper than the Nano, but not quite as sharp as the original Virtual Gravity, so it's kind of a combination of both of them. Do Brad and Kyle remind you of Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street? That's hilarious. I don't even know. Thanks again, Keith. I'm just now down to that. Man, I'm really behind. I have a Crux Prime, Conspiracy Solid, and Pearl Phase 2 Venom Shock, Deviate Outcast. The last two need to be replaced. My PSO recommended Idle and All Road. Actually, they're still making Venom Shocks, and I think the best thing to replace a ball is, if you liked it, just buy another Venom Shock. They're still making them. So if you like that ball, that's like the safest thing to do, is just replace it with, because you know exactly what you're getting. It may not be fun to get the same ball again, but it'll be fun when you go to the new ball and know exactly what you're getting. So let me see. The Outcast was a kind of a lower end ball, so All Road would probably be okay. You might actually look at one of the Hustles too to replace that, but the All Road probably wouldn't be a bad deal for that. For low rev bowlers, speed around 14, do you recommend Phase 3 or Halo Pearl? Need something that holds more energy and is less angular than the Halo Vision. Neither one of those are less angular than the Halo Vision. Probably would go Idle Pearl. Again, that's a pretty popular recommendation here, but it's going to be rounder than either the Phase 3 or the Halo Pearl. So I'm looking to complete a 3-ball arsenal. So far I have Phase 3 IQ Tour Emerald. Any suggestion on asymmetrical that could fit in my bag for medium-heavy lane conditions? Physics. Physics is probably the most versatile one. So, what's the chance of me getting a pitch black ball? You just have to go into your pro shop and order one. I'd say the chances are about 100% there. Sweet. Yeah, Keith, I missed I had to go back and I missed some emails, and so it took me a few days to get back to you, but I did send you something yesterday, so. And if I miss an email, just give it time. I'll find it, or the wife will tell me about it or something. Yep. I'd say it's about 100% if you go to your pro shop and order a pitch black. So they may not want to mic up Packy tomorrow. They might. I think he's one of those. It's definitely different because stuff just kind of slips out if you haven't been on. Especially he hasn't been on TV before, and he hasn't been bowling with a mic on before. I don't think. I wouldn't know why you would. But yeah, that could be kind of interesting. Some stuff might accidentally slip out, but I think they would want to mic him up and take the risk because he's entertaining. So he's one of those guys that he does get frustrated when he's bowling bad, but at the same time, like he just kind of shrugs and says, "Oh, let's go find out if he has a bad tournament." Like if I have a bad tournament, I'm like, God, I can't hang. I suck. I should quit. Whatever. He has a bad tournament, it's like, all right, let's just go see how much I owe him for brackets, and that's just kind of that. So. Thanks, Aaron A. I still don't understand urethane. It's not for dry lanes. That should fix it for everybody. Urethane's not for dry lanes. If you watch my pitch black in-depth video, I'm on a 28.5 mil condition, and the first several shots, it's stopping and going left. When everything else, even the UFOs clear on the fronts better than it did. So urethane is not for dry lanes. It's just smooth. Which symmetric Storm Roto ball is the strongest? Probably the Idle. I've never thrown a urethane. I've recently gotten into urethane, and I think I like it quite a bit better than I thought I would. And now that the pitch purple's out, I'm glad that I just happened to go on ahead and cave and get a pitch black anyway, because I'd have been pissed if I'd have had to drill another urethane ball for another urethane release. But since I have the pitch black and I'm working with it, and it's also pretty new. I've only got I only had the filming that I put on it, so it's probably only got like 4 games on it. So virtually new pitch black against the pitch purple when I get that, so that'll be fun. What do you think is next for the physics line? We should be getting a solid. I don't know what that solid cover will be. I want to see NRG on it. They just put that out with the neutron physics overseas, so I don't know what we'll get here. That core with, and I know that people are mixed on the spec cover, but I think that that'd be a really good ball to put spec on. I think because that cover is, or that core is really, really torquey and really dynamic. So I think that'd be great. Yeah, they have the neutron physics. Got that. Answers. Strongest sim in the line is the idle. Yeah, I'd agree. Phase 2, yeah, Phase 2 is always going to get love. It just had a wild streak drilled. Haven't thrown it. Any word of advice beforehand? Not really. I think it's like a solid high road, kind of. I think so far I can use it on everything, and I'm liking it more and more the more I throw it. And so yeah, just enjoy it, really. Finally, James is finally at the keyboard. All right, you got to catch up. I'm trying to catch up too. See a few 300s in my future. Yep, definitely. Love the dog. Oh yeah, Missile. Yeah, whoa. Yeah, I'm really behind. Sorry, I'm catching up. Yeah, Missile's awesome. Also featured her in my. Now this is going to be kind of interesting that Diana Z's on Storm staff. Hopefully I run into her at a tournament sometime because she did. When she had her kind of spoiler video back in the day, I did a parody of it, which is, I called it an intense parody. So if you search an intense parody, I did a parody of her video, and Mistletoe, the dog that was up here, was in the video. And so now that she's a Storm staffer, hopefully I run into her somewhere. You talking about Packy Swear Jar Hanrahan? Interesting. Ball recommendation. Let's see. Yep. Huge fan of dog lovers. Great dog. Wish more people help rescue them. Yes, we do. We do rescues. We've had 3 rescue dogs. I think we're about due to have another one. We have a couple trips coming up and stuff, and so we didn't want to get another rescue dog before we had. My daughter was in town a couple weeks ago, and then we've got a tournament coming up here in a couple weeks where we'll be gone for the weekend for Wichita, and then after. For Southwest and Wichita, and then after that I think we'll have a block of several months. And so yes, we own 2 rescue dogs and we've fostered 3 of them, so into the fostering thing. Love it. It's a lot of fun. So you ever thought of switching to left-handed? I've heard they have it easy everywhere. God, no. I'm trying to do everything in my power possible to not have to change hands. I was going to go down to 14s, and then with a lot of the stuff coming out, the 14-pound numbers are way different than 15s, and so people were going to riot about that because there's always something to complain about. So people would have thrown a fit about that, and so I decided not to do that. And then I did a lot of shadow bowling in the house, so just practicing mechanics without the ball, and it actually was productive. The last couple league nights, I threw it pretty good. Mechanics still look wonky, but they feel a whole lot better. So I don't really care what it looks like. As long as it feels good, as long as it's consistent, repeatable, whatever else, we're going in the right direction now. And if I can just remember what the hell I'm doing, it was actually productive. So I was in all kinds of shambles because I thought I was going to have to switch hands, and I decided to switch hands, and then all of a sudden I started throwing it better, and so, man. Ball giveaway is crazy. Good luck to all. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, again? Yes. Again? No, I am at the bottom now. Oh, no, that's not at the bottom? Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. Norm question just above super important. What? $2. Thanks, James. I just got to your $5 one. Word, okay. Hasbro decides to make talking plush toys of current Storm or Rotogrip balls. What balls should they make in talking plush form? What should they say when you press the press here button? Oh man. They should make the promotion and have it say something like "Don't hate." What else? UFO. We did not copy the conspiracy because they've been copying us for about a year, but that's neither here nor there. IQ Tour Emerald. Well, at least I smell good. Not getting along. Not working out. But that's great because that's why they make so many different bowling balls. So if a bowling ball doesn't work for you, that doesn't mean it sucks.
They should do something with the hybrids since it's been around
I don't use a 6-iron very much. Doesn't mean it sucks. It just means that most of the time I'm either looking at 5-iron distance or 7-iron distance. Doesn't mean the 6-iron sucks. I just don't need to use it very often. Now I got to scroll all the way back up here. Man, I missed a whole bunch of crap. Thanks again for your donation, James. I'm about to donate back. Actually, I was going to do that earlier. I forgot to do that. Interesting. Storm Pitch Purple, do you think it will sell? Fever Pitch, yeah, Fever Pitch didn't really go over that well. The Pitch Purple looks infinitely better, so I think it's going to be popular. Looking for a new tropical heat. Do you happen to know anyone who has one? You can check out Storm Rotor Grip bowling balls for sale on Facebook, the group. If anybody has one, they would have it on there. Now, the new tropical surges are basically tropical heats. So if you get the hybrid version of that, really, really similar. What do you think is the versatile layout on a symmetrical ball? You'd have to talk to your pro shop about that because everybody's game's different, and I just can't recommend layouts online anymore. I haven't done it for a while, but I just can't talk layouts online because everybody has their own theories and everybody has conspiracy theories, and then you get the drama, and then it's just I don't need the attention, I guess. So if anybody recommends a layout online, it's probably not worth trusting. Go talk to your pro shop, have them watch you bowl, and have them recommend something to you. So get a velocity, yeah, velocity. Yep, thanks, James. Basically that. Does the Idle Pearl pair well with Phase 3 or MVP Pearl? It might be a little too much overlap with the Phase 3, but I'd carry both of them, honestly. I've been waiting to drill my new Idle Pearl. I need to just go put holes in it. Rash, yep, Brad's going to win. Yeah, I probably think that I'm rooting for Brad or Packy, really. Nothing against anybody else, but rooting for Brad or Packy. You tried the Phase 3 with Surface? No, I like it so well with the polish on it that I'm just not going to crack it. But a lot of people have loved breaking the shine on it because it's too flippy for them. It goes too long, and so it's too strong from straight, not quite strong enough from deep. I like to roll the ball and just kind of get deeper anyway. Oh, man. She got the Nerf gun out. Nobody's even donated. You're going to poke my... You're going to put your eye out. You're going to put my eye out. Yeah.
No, I was trying to, like, can I hit the TV? I was trying not to.
Okay. That's great. My wife's got a Nerf gun over here. All right. Questions answered. What do you think about Rash changing companies? Big shocker. He's been with Brunswick forever. Never even thought about going anywhere else. And so I think maybe he was just ready for a change. Every once in a while, it's not that anything's going bad or wrong. You just need to switch things up. You need a fresh start. You need something to just kind of change up the routine. And I think that might just be what happened. I think he just wanted a different look, and maybe with the whole Ebonite acquisition, maybe he didn't want to deal with 7 different ball companies. And Mesa, what are you squeaking about? Hi, baby. What are you doing? You're wet. Or maybe you're cold. You're cold. You're just cold. You're not wet.
Wonder if she hit her nail.
Oh, probably. Puppy's got a split nail. Yeah, she's licking her paw. So, yep. She hit her nail wrong. She's all right. Let's see. Chat question there. Cool. 34 feet, 28 units. That's crazy. Wild Streak, pin up, CG out. CG position doesn't matter because it's literally like the CG position is like turning the core like that. Like it's the same, it's symmetrical, so you can put the CG wherever you want. It's not going to matter. But I don't know what to expect. I wouldn't know what to expect from any ball on 38 or 34 feet, 28 units. That's crazy. You'll just have to throw it and find out. Every conditions, bowler styles and conditions are so different that I don't. Sometimes or I don't have any idea what to tell somebody else to expect because their conditions are different. I know what to expect based on watching ball reaction and knowing my game and the conditions I normally bowl on, but I really can't venture to tell somebody else. It just wouldn't be accurate. So, Phase 3 versus Sonic. Oh my god, I might have to talk about that now. Phase 3 versus Sonic for a decently speed-dominant player. What would be your call? Man, I'm awful far behind. I have a Phase 3 versus Sonic story that I'm going to talk about. Hopefully I can catch up with these questions, though. Would you recommend buying the same ball? Phase 3 versus Sonic for a decently speed-dominant player? Either of them, actually, because the Sonic is quite a bit earlier, so it's going to get moving quick. The Phase 3 is a little bit longer, but it's stronger on the back end. It is. Despite what Bowling This Month says, the Phase 3 is stronger than the back end, stronger on the back end than the Sonic. So even though it goes a little bit longer than the Sonic does, it's going to boom more on the back end. So even if you're speed dominant, it's going to pull up. The Sonic's going to rev, or it's going to roll earlier. It's going to start up earlier. Phase 3 has more on the back end, so it's just whatever you like. If you want something a little bit earlier and smoother, I'd go Sonic. If you want something a little bit longer and flippier, but that's still not going to miss the spot, even if you throw it hard, Phase 3. Would you recommend buying the same ball that you've been bowling with or upgrade to something new every time you buy a new ball? If you want that same reaction, like if you decide that your Phase 2's worn out or something, drill another Phase 2 because you know exactly what you're getting. You already had it. You liked it. You wore obviously enough to wear it out. Get another Phase 2. But hey, big fan of Chris Barnes. Yeah, Chris Barnes is actually from Topeka, where I'm from. So I have a lot of friends that are older that remember either bowling with him, bowling with him in youth, or watching him bowl in youth and then seeing him go on to stuff. So yeah, Chris Barnes is from Topeka. I've met him once, actually, at Bowl Expo a few years ago. But he's usually in other company when he's here, so. I have no trouble getting the ball to turn. At my wood lane house, we're all on synthetic. It was 60 feet of ice. It's just synthetic. Synthetic's quite a bit harder lane surface than wood is, so wood's always going to hook more. Surface in general, you can have drier conditions on synthetics that's going to hook more than a heavier pattern on wood. But wood is a softer surface, and so it's just going to be more friction. That's just going to hook more. You think we'll get a solid MVP? Probably. The first two have been pretty good. I think they like what they've got, and so I'd be stunned if we didn't see a solid MVP. So, just got a Phase 2 wanting a Physics, Crux Prime, and Phase 3. Yep. Sweet. Yep. Kenneth got me on the answer there. That was a good description. I couldn't do too much with the Crux Prime. Speed was dominant and die early. Basically, look at your feet. Couldn't get back in. Yeah. Yep, not as strong as Sold On. It's definitely strong, but it's just not flippy. And so there's a lot. That's why people think that urethane works on dry lanes. It doesn't. It's just smooth. They can force it to work on dry lanes because it just doesn't dig in and flip as hard as other stuff does, but it's not a dry lane ball. So, yeah, weather can affect how lanes read too. So, colder outside, warmer outside, whatever. So, how's this for an Arsenal Idle Pro, Pro Motion, Wild Streak, and High Road Pearl? You don't have a whole lot of versatility up on the higher end. Like the Idle Pro's punchier for a solid. Pro Motion is smoother. So, yeah, if you generally favor solid cover ball reactions, then that's probably going to be pretty good. Jackie, what's up, bud? Being in shape helps. Cool. If I have a Marvel Pearl, should I still order a Phase 2? Oh, yeah. They're, unless you mean Phase 3. But even then, Phase 3 and Marvel Pearl are pretty different ball reactions. So, yeah, Marvel Pearl Phase 2 would go pretty good together. Would Phase 2 be too close to anything on the Rotogrip side? Not really. I don't think that there's any overlap with anything on the Rotogrip side right now. They tend to be pretty, I just lost the word, pretty mindful of what's going on with the other companies so that they don't step on the toes of what the other company is making too much. So, can't believe they just discontinued the Physics. That's news to me. I haven't heard that. I would be stunned if they discontinued the Physics. if they did, I'm ordering a case tomorrow. Believe you me. We just when our in our email announcing the Omega and the Pitch Purple, normally they tell us what's getting discontinued, and they didn't have any discontinued anything. And I just talked to Chad like a month or two ago, and I said, how's sales on the Physics? People are starting to get concerned, and he's like, no, it's going strong, no problem. So, and every once in a while, people like to say that the High Road's getting discontinued, or the IQ Tour is getting solid. IQ Tour Solid is getting discontinued just because they either want to create drama or rile people up or get attention or something like that. So I haven't heard anything about the Physics being discontinued. I would bet that that's just some rumor that somebody started because they wanted to create drama or get attention or something. So it took me a while to find one online. I would think that that's more because they're still popular enough, and the Phase 3 has been selling so much that they actually push back some of these ball releases. I'm actually getting I don't even have the Omega or the Pitch Purple yet. Normally they give me about a week's worth of lead time to make videos, and I'm not even going to get those until I can release the videos. So the Phase 3 has been so popular that everything's getting pushed back so that they can keep pumping those out. They can't even keep up with stuff. So what happened with the Fever Pitch? It just didn't turn out being that great. Jesper tried to use it some, and it just didn't pan out. It was either too sharp or wouldn't hook enough, and it just didn't end up working out that great. So what do you think's happening with the 7 big B brands? What goes? I doubt they can sustain all 7. I imagine that this has already been answered, but they registered all 7 brands with the PBA for the next 3 years. So they're not going anywhere for at least 3 years. So what shoes do you wear? I have the Color Shift Dexter the 9 boas, which are amazing, amazing, amazing. Still really love those. They're expensive, but they're great. So that's what I'm going to continue to wear until they come out with something better. I don't think that's going to happen. And I'm pretty easy on shoes too, so I imagine I'll have these for a while. I had actually they're sitting right here. I had the 9s. These are 5 years old. These look like they're brand new and they just came out of the box, aside from a little bit of dust on them now since they've been sitting here. But yeah, this looks brand new, and I've worn these out for like 5 years, and it's like I just pulled them out of the box. So I'm generally pretty easy on stuff, and the only reason I upgraded is because I needed those boas. So I like how the pros threw all kinds of Brunswick balls without testing them. Well, that's kind of how they test them. They just drill something up and go for it. And when you see, they're not dumb. They watch what everybody else is throwing, and so if they're bowling with they bowl with all kinds of different people from all kinds of different companies. And when they know what they see at a ball reaction, when you're that good, it doesn't take all. You don't really need to test much of stuff out. You can, if they've spent the last however many months watching Brunswick guys throw heroes, and they know exactly what a hero is going to do on all kinds of different conditions by now, and so that's probably what happens. You guys can drill up a hero. Okay, I'm going to go drill a hero, and they're going to know exactly what it's going to do already. So, what are some balls that you got really excited to throw, then you just did not like? The IQ Emerald, I think, was one of them, and I've had 2 of them now, and that just hasn't really worked out. High Road X was another one that it actually reacted really good. I really liked it, but there was always something better in whatever situation I'd end up using one of those in. What else have we had here recently that I was actually like really excited for, and then it just didn't work out? I can't really think of anything. I've liked pretty much the majority of stuff that came out. If I thought I was going to like it, I liked it. So I can't really think of anything recently here that just didn't work. Black Widow Purple Urethane came out last year. Oh, okay. I don't know. It was international. Yeah, I can barely keep up with the stateside stuff from other companies, let alone anything international. So, What's the difference between an asymmetrical and a symmetrical bowling ball? Basically, a symmetrical ball is like this, so you can turn it. It's the same on all sides. So when you turn it around, when you drill, I'm not going to get into that. But symmetrical ball is the same all the way around the ball, and so they're generally not as torquey down lane because there's only one way that you can introduce some kind of asymmetry that makes the ball kind of not necessarily wobble, but change, but flare. Now, this is more like asymmetrical because this isn't the same width and dimensions all the way around. And so with an asymmetrical core, the way that you drill it, you can create more imbalance or more additional imbalance, which makes it a more aggressive motion than you can with something that's the same all the way around. You can only introduce asymmetry by tilting the core one way or the other. So... Luke, when are you doing a review on the Omega Crux? I can release reviews next Friday, so January 31st. I won't have the balls, I don't think, until Thursday, and I probably won't be able to film Thursday because I have a job, so it'll probably be Friday before I can film. So even though I can release videos, like I said, the Phase 3 has been so popular that they're late on getting some stuff out, and so it'll be next weekend sometime. And I'll have my same 6, 7, 8 videos like normal. I'm just going to space them out a little bit more so they don't step on any toes. So, how would you compare the Snap Lock to the Crux Prime? Do you mean Sherlock? Because the Snap Lock and Crux Prime are about as opposite gets. The Snap Lock was R3S Pearl and long and flippy, and the Crux Prime is not long or flippy. So... which ball would you recommend other than the pink Black Widow? If you're looking for something like that, probably that's not a pink Black Widow, probably Astrophysics, I would imagine. Is it true that the Halo Vision is stronger than the regular Halo? If so, why? I think it's stronger than the regular Halo. It's just a beefier version of it. I think it's just a stronger formula of E-Trax, and with it being hybrid and sanded, I think it's stronger overall because it both has a similar amount of traction, but it's also a little stronger on the back end. So I think it's stronger overall than as far as board coverage and total package goes. I think it's a little bit stronger than the original Halo. It may not be significantly stronger, but I think it is stronger. Okay, so you got that question answered. Thanks, James. Haven't seen too many wild streaks in play so far. Brad Miller was throwing one the other, and it's kind of what got the wheels turning too, because we were at a house shot tournament, and he was throwing his, and it looked really good. Of course, he throws it good, so everything the pros throw is going to look pretty good. But yeah, I think people are sleeping on it a little bit right now, so I don't see a whole lot of them around my area either. But I don't know. Have the Evolve, Idle, Code Black, Sonic, Torrent, All Out Show Off. I just got the P3 and Pitch Black, and the P3 replaced both the Code Black and the Sonic. Can I replace the All Out Show Off with the Pitch Black? Definitely can't replace the All Out Show Off with the Pitch Black. Nowhere close. The P3 is... it could possibly replace the Code Black and Sonic. They're not exactly identical reactions. The Code Black and Sonic are pretty similar from a shape standpoint. Code Black's just stronger. They're earlier and a little smoother than the Phase 3. So, what's your thoughts on 900 Global and Radical products? I'm a Storm Roto guy, and so I can't really talk about that. Sorry. Thanks, Daniel. I will keep rocking it. Try to be a little bit more candid and interesting. Astro would be the best replacement for the Code Black. Yes, actually. Okay, you got that. Are you going to do a pitch 3-ball review, Black Fever and Purple? I think I still have the Fever. I don't know if I want to get it out because it's been discontinued and there wasn't a whole lot of people that had them anyway, so it's not really relevant in a ball comparison. But I did do a fever pitch video, and so if you want to see that comparison, you might just go watch the fever pitch video and see. I'm gonna try to get away. They don't. I don't know. I'll talk about that later. Went from heckin' urethane to it's not so bad. Yeah, I just. And again, that's the thing, is it just, I would only use it on sport patterns, and even then I thought everything would work out, and I found out over the last year, especially with the way that some of the patterns are getting tweaked a little bit, urethane is much more needed than it was even just a couple years ago. So what else are they going to do with the piston core? Well, they did have a promotion tour that came out overseas, and so I would imagine that the piston core is going to show up somewhere else again. It's just too good for it not to. It kind of reminds me of how the idle core rolls. It's just that really rolly, super round shape, very continuous. I like it. Answer that question. Thanks again, Jimothy, James. Live chat's great info and helpful. Thanks, Luke. Yeah, thank James, Mr. Shimwrecker Enterprises here, because the questions come in faster than I can answer them most of the time, and he helps me out with answering stuff, and he really knows his stuff, so definitely appreciate it, James. So if I don't answer your question fast enough, or if it's in the chat and I'm behind, it's probably already been answered. So most of the time, yeah. Interesting. Unrelated ball question is, have you ever seen anyone with a reverse Sargista grip where a middle finger is conventional and ring is fingertip? I don't think so. I think that most of the time the middle finger is the more dominant finger, and so I think most of the time people that go to Sargista either have a tendon problem in their ring finger, or they're just trying to reduce their rev rate. So going the opposite direction would be really interesting. I don't think that that'd be a thing unless they hurt their middle finger or something. Even then, I think that'd put a lot of pressure on your ring finger, and I just don't think that'd work out. So, please and thank you. Urethane, I have the True Motion. Interesting. Just made the switch from Genesis tape to turbo, and I can't tell the difference, and turbo is way cheaper. Turbo is the way to go. Everybody, when it comes to tapes, just like plastic balls, every company has their own version of it. A lot of the stuff is pretty similar. It just depends on what you like. So, I've always used turbo products anyway, even before I was on staff with them. And so when I got the chance to get on staff with them, I was really excited about that. That was really cool. Continue to be on staff. Oh, Bork. I lost my place now. And I'm way behind. Sorry, everybody. There's more of you than there is of me. So, Jared, $3. I want to see you get shot by the Nerf gun. I don't know. That should have popped up in my chat. Sorry I missed that, Jared. Thanks for the donation. That helps. Appreciate it. Interesting. Yeah. All right, man. Okay, yeah. I've got to catch up.
Well, I know. There's another Norm question.
I keep losing my place. I'm gonna have to get to it a little bit later.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Norm, stay tuned.
Yep. All right, so I'm done with my tropical coconut body armor. Which, if I showed it initially, the light version has stevia in it.
Is that your collection? Okay.
Now I have peach berry detox water, prebiotic aloe water. I just found that at the local Hy-Vee today. We'll see what that's all about. Hopefully, no, this doesn't have any pulp in it. I really like chewing drinks for some reason. Like the aloe drinks with the aloe chunks in there. I really like that. And then there's a huge Mexican grocery store that's down the street from us, or that's not down the street. It's not too far away, but they have drinks with coconut chunks in them. I love that. Peachberry detox water. That's pretty good. Peachberry detox water. I like it. It's got that aloe flavor. I just kind of like that flavor in general. So, answered that. Live chat. Yep. Awesome possum. Yep. Storm should do a donation ball for Belmo for Australia Relief Fund. Storm does a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff gets in the works, and they have a lot of irons and a lot of fires, so that might happen. I'm not sure. Sonic was one of Storm's worst releases in recent memory. I liked it. There's a guy in our Discord that really likes all three of his. I liked it, but I never could carry with it. Like, it was just Tap City for days, and I drilled 2 of them, and then I threw a Supersonic, and then I've been banned from throwing Sonic. So if another Sonic comes out, I'm in trouble because I've been banned. So might keep that in mind there, Chad. I would love it. I really want a Sonic Heat, actually. Looks amazing. Just started throwing a Warp Phase R4S. Just doesn't turn at the end like I thought it would. The core to cover issue. The core with R4S. R4S is a crazy, crazy strong cover. So my thoughts is it's just burning up. Probably just too much cover. Any chance for an IQ Tour Fusion reskin? I'm hoping so because everybody really liked it. And I think with the IQ Emerald coming back out, I think that the Fusion might get the treatment. I have no idea what's coming next in the... I don't have any idea what's coming next in that line because they've got kind of all their angles covered right now, so they're either going to have to go... They're going to have to go something like Wild Streak different or like stupid, crazy, Idle Strong different because they've got the Supersonic, which is already really strong. They've got a couple shiny balls in there. They've got an IQ Tour. They got a Phase 2. And they're not going to discontinue. I can see the Supersonic getting discontinued, but even then, that doesn't leave a void for much of anything else. So they're either going to have to, like I said, they're going to have to put out an Idle there or go Wild Streak. But they already have Wild Streak type stuff with the High Roads and the Thunderline, so I would have to bet that it's probably going to be the opposite direction that they'd have to go. Unless we get an IQ, but we just had a hybrid ball in the Phase 3, so we're kind of due for a solid in the Master Line, and it'd have to be something stupid strong. It'd have to be like an Idle type ball in the Master Line to kind of make sense with everything else that they've got. So I don't know. That's what would make sense to me, but I just got off the last live stream where I said that a shiny super strong code would make the most sense when we got the Omega, so I'm been wrong before. This won't be the last time, so we'll see. We just got 2 new to talk about, so I don't need to speculate about anything else. When are they coming out with a new signature ball? Staffers are the last people that they tell anything to because they're really bad about leaking stuff. Probably shouldn't say that, but I just did, so... Hey, Nick Brown. Are you doing the Bradley Open in Louisville? I don't travel a whole lot to tournaments because we have a lot of stuff here locally. Like, I go to at least one sweeper a month, and then I go to Ozarks, Greater Ozarks in Springfield in May. I go to the Greater Tulsa Open in November. We go to Southwest in Wichita in February. I just started going to the four States Open or whatever in Joplin, Missouri. That was a couple months ago. And then I go to the, there's a Pittsburgh tournament. Maybe that's the 4 States or the 4 Corners or something. I don't know. Pittsburgh tournament in April. So I'm just all over the place going to all kinds of different tournaments. Swiss Trios in Wichita in September. I just can't fit in many other tournaments. I know that I do need to go to, like, I think it's the Snowman. No, it's not the, maybe the Snowman doubles or some of the big doubles tournament, holiday doubles in St. Louis. Somebody asked me to go do that, and I wasn't too sure on my schedule, but I forgot that they like live stream that and whatever, so that'd be a cool tournament to go to. I'm going to have to go to that next year, I think. All right. Bingo. Halo Vision more than normal Halo answered that question. Anyway, where I can sell my used balls? Well, Nick Brown, who was just in the chat, Storm Roto Grip bowling balls for sale group on Facebook. Yeah, anyway, I can sell my used balls. Have some recent Storm Roto Grip balls, less than 10 games. Yeah, if you want to sell them, Storm Roto Grip bowling balls for sale on Facebook. Sign up for the group. You have to apply to get in. Nick's really on top of everything in that group, and so if you want to sell something, you just apply to get into the group. You can get in the group and then sell stuff in there. So, yep. Sorry, Storm. He had to. Recommend 6-ball arsenal for someone slightly speed dominant. 19 miles an hour at pins. 400 rev rate. Got a phase 2 and recently and absolutely love it. Crux Prime 2. It's okay. Have more shape with the P2. I think you'd really like a phase 3. So I would say add a physics, a phase 3, Idle Pro. Big fan of the Idle Pro. Probably a Hustle Inc. I think you'd really like a Hustle Inc. James, maybe you can tackle that question because you're kind of speed dominant. So whatever James would like, I'm pretty sure you'd like. Still haven't filmed for the UFO yet? Yeah. You think that people would want to see Pitch Purple versus Purple Hammer video? I'm sure that they would. I don't think you're going to see one, though. I think that you're just going to have to watch Pitch Purple videos and watch Purple Hammer videos and make the comparison yourself. I think that's just because companies really don't like cross-company, unless they're in the same family, they don't like cross-company videos being done, and they wouldn't volunteer balls for that. So, yep, shoot him with the Nerf gun. Yep, detoxes are awesome. Where'd Rash go? I don't know. Rash is going to be on TV tomorrow. Oh, yeah, he went to 900 Global. Yep. Jared wants to see me get shot by the Nerf gun, and he spent $3, so I don't know where my wife is. I don't really feel like... We have a Nerf machine gun, actually. It takes 6D batteries. By the way, I heard an earful about my Halo Vision video being 2 months late. Interesting. Yeah, Sean felt like a guy whose long-term goal is to work for Brunswick in a bigger role. Yeah, it might not have been. That might have really complicated things for him. So, and there's a lot of. Yeah, I don't leave that alone. Oh. Yes. Thank you. Phase 3 definitely stronger on the back end. Like I said, I'll tell the story now because I've been answering questions for a while. I'll try to catch up. So I'm trying to get away from the drama nonsense. I've gotten really tired of the, I try to be, I'm generally a negative person to begin with. So I'm normally kind of pissy and moany about stuff, but I think most of that is dealing with all the BS on YouTube, social media, all kinds of other stuff. I'm pretty sure she's coming to shoot me. He gave me $3. Apparently $3 is the... I don't have a set price or anything, but I have been getting $10. So, yeah, you gotta... okay. Was that worth $3, Jared? Like 30 minutes later, hopefully you're still watching, I guess.
I'll wait, because if somebody else doesn't.
Yeah. Apparently $3 is the rate that I'll accept for her to shoot me with a Nerf gun, so...
No, because they asked.
Yeah, okay, well, it's because they asked. Yeah, Zach is speed dominant too, by the way. So...
The Halo Vision works good for Tanner.
Yeah, it works because I can't throw it because it hooks way too much. So, I was in some Facebook group, and I'm not going to name it because I don't like getting into drama and all the nonsense, but it's... I make ball videos on YouTube. I try to be a pro shop guy on YouTube, and yes, I'm glad that a lot of people watch the videos. I'm glad that a lot of people really like what I'm doing. It makes making them more fun, and it feels more rewarding. So if I make stuff, if I spend all this time and money and whatever else making these videos, it's really nice that people really enjoy them. At the same time, the more people that you have that watch, the more people I have following on Facebook, I basically can't comment on anything on Facebook anymore. Because anytime I get onto something and I offer my opinion or I offer some advice or I disagree with somebody or whatever, it's like somebody thinks, well, here's this guy that makes videos on YouTube that thinks he's a hotshot coming here to set everybody straight. That's not I want to be able to put my opinion on Facebook like everybody else does. I was in this group and somebody posted oh man, James just donated $5. I'm not going to scroll down because I'm going to lose my place, but I'm pretty sure that $5 was for me to get shot with a Nerf gun again. So, up in the ante. Apparently, the going rate is $5 now. But somebody posted a link to Bowling This Month does ball reviews, and they have you can put two columns together. You can compare a couple balls side by side, I guess, if you go onto their website. In their review, he posted a comparison of the Sonic to the Phase 3, and somehow Bowling This Month feels like the Sonic is stronger or sharper on the back end than the Phase 3, and that just doesn't make sense on any kind of level at all, period. And I said as much. I said lol or LOL, however you say it. Does people still call it LOL? I don't know how you say that when you're talking in a sentence, but I said LOL, yeah, there's no freaking way. You know, if somebody sees that and they go to buy a Phase 3 thinking it's going to be smoother than their Sonic, they're going to be surprised, disappointed, frustrated, whatever else. So yeah. Man. Yep, I figured. Thanks, James, for the $5. Yeah. Shot me in the head. Man. If you go into the chat thing and you see the little $sign and you want to donate a couple bucks to help out with the cause and watch me get shot with Nerf guns, my wife's really enjoying this, by the way, so... Yeah, so the wife's actually, she's getting her exercise in too. She's got a weight loss challenge going at work, and she won the first week, and so she made, the third, okay, so she won this week and she got some money. So this is helping her win money. It's getting me shot with Nerf guns, so I appreciate it. But I posted the comment about the Phase 3, because if you go to buy a Phase 3 and you think it's going to be smoother than the Sonic, it's not going to happen. You're going to be upset. And so I said, there's no freaking way. And it actually turned into an argument. And somebody dropped in that I'd never heard of, whatever, and just started being an ass right off the bat, and called me arrogant and whatever else, and then kept trolling me on Facebook and YouTube. I had to block 2 or 3 of his accounts and whatever else. And I'm like, I don't need this. And it seems like more often when I get onto a Facebook post or somebody tags me in something because they think it's controversial, or if I say anything or do anything, it's always, oh, look at this YouTube guy that thinks he's a hotshot coming in here to set everybody straight or something. It doesn't have anything to do with that. I know some stuff. I don't know everything. I have opinions too, and I would like to be able to share my opinions without being run out of town, or without getting into some drama or nonsense, or being sucked into some cult from some other company or something like that. I don't do brand politics. I don't do people politics. I don't do politics. And it's just getting really old. It's just, I don't want to, that's part of the reason I think I'm so negative, is I feel like you should be able to have a conversation with anybody. You should be able to debate somebody. You should be able to use logic and reason and come to some kind of agreement, or be able to discuss something without it going stupid places. Like, people just want to complain or be dramatic just for the sake of doing it, or that they want to tear somebody else down or see something. It's just such a downer, because I don't, and that's why I posted something in my community tab, where some people have said that I was an asshole basically recently, and I don't want to be that. I don't want to be perceived as that, and that somebody would feel that way bugs me. It honestly bugs me. It bothers me. But at the same time, there's some questions that are frustrating. There's just, it takes a lot of time. There's, I've got 10,000 some subs now, and that's a lot of people, and it's just me. And, when I make 8 different videos for like the UFO, and then somebody didn't see a comparison, and they like, when you make this video, I'm like, well, you can watch one review and then watch the other review, because I have a review for both of them, and kind of come to your own conclusions. I think sometimes I spoon feed people a little bit too much, and it's nice that people want to know what I think. It's nice that they want to know my opinions, but at the same time, you got to learn to read ball reaction yourself. I'm just trying to help everybody out with ball reaction, so that's why I'm trying to. Going forward, I'm going to get a little bit more away from, yes, I think this ball is good, or I think it's good on this. I'm going to try to just describe the ball reaction. So if you go and watch, I've tried to do that before anyway, but if you watch one review and then watch another review, you should be able to, he said this about this ball, and he says this about this ball. So you shouldn't need to see like a specific video comparison of this ball versus this ball. You should be able to watch this review and this review and get the answer that you need. And I realize that people are at all various stages of development and understanding, and there's people that just started, there's people that have been doing it for a while, there's people that have certain opinions about this or about that, and it's hard to keep up with it all, and it's just kind of frustrating, kind of a downer. I mean, YouTube's fine. If it was just YouTube, that's one thing, and I can handle some flack here and there because not everybody's going to like everything that I put up. Not everybody's going to like me, which I find hard to believe. But not everybody's going to like every video that goes up. Not everybody's going to like everything. To some people, I'm sure I'm just this staffer guy that hypes everything up, or when I say something good about a ball, it's, oh, he's a staffer, he's supposed to say good stuff. I have somebody else that said, boy, I'd really love to meet you in person sometime because you just use all these tricky lawyer words and try to spin things and make them sound better than they are. And I'm like, no, I write, and so I have a larger vocabulary, and I don't want to say the same things over and over again. And, I try to use more descriptive words instead of using the same typical, and nobody likes hearing the same bowling words, the same bowling lingo over and over again. So I'm trying to find new and different words to be more descriptive about the ball reaction. And so somebody just thinks I'm trying to spin stuff to sell units for Storm, and that's not the thing. And staffers from all different companies seem to be getting worse and more brown nosy or more hypey or something like that. It's just, and maybe it's just because I'm friends with a lot of staffers and my timeline is just nothing but, hey, this ball's great, hashtag this, hashtag that. Oh, I shot 690 with this ball, you better go get one, and whatever else. And just, I don't want to be a staffer guy. I don't want to be an asshole. I just want to make videos. I just want to make good stuff and not have to deal with the nonsense. But I guess that's just what it's going to be. But I just don't generally post much on Facebook anymore, and wanting to help out. That kind of, there's a lot of times where I'd love to comment on stuff, but I just don't want to deal with the flack. I just don't want to deal with the nonsense. So I don't really post a whole lot on Facebook anymore, and when I do post, it's usually a video link, but then I know that that's going to be, oh, this guy only shows up to post ball commercials or whatever like that. But it's just, I'm just sick of the nonsense, and I'm already kind of negative to begin with. I don't want to be any more negative than that. So let me catch up with some more questions, and I have a few more things on the agenda I'd like to talk about. But yes, Phase 3, if there's anybody, I mean, you got to tell me. You got to tell me. Nobody can actually think that the Phase 3 is smoother than the Sonic. And yeah, and the guy said, oh, you contradicted yourself going back to the Sonic video, and I went back and watched my Sonic video, even though I knew what I said. I went back and watched it, and the words I used were heavy rolling, early, not quite as quick on the back end, whatever, and something can be strong on the back end, and something else can be stronger than it. The Sonic is not like crazy smooth by any means. It's not a ProMotion, but the Phase 3 is stronger on the back end than the Sonic is. Even if the Sonic is strong on the back end and makes a good move on the back end, the Phase 3 is stronger and quicker. So, and that's just trying to get good information out there. So, anyhow, let's answer some questions. The Phase 2 is so good I don't want to use it. That's why I drilled another one. Oh yeah, there was another, that was another thing too, is that there was something on Twitter where Storm shared my post about I did the Phase 2, the new versus old. My old one has 200-ish games on it. It's probably got 200, 250. I don't know. It's definitely got over 200. I've used the crap out of it. it didn't need to be replaced, but I had a new Phase 2, and I wanted to run them in tandem on certain shots, because if I have a shiny Phase 2 with 200 games on it and a brand new Phase 2 that I keep at box, that I can keep the shape and the look on the lane the same, I can just switch up the traction if I need to. So I could ball down from a Phase 2 to a Phase 2 if I like the look on the lanes. That's more specific than some people need to get, but if I like that shape, then that's something that I can stick with, and it was going to be good for a video anyway. Well, they posted something on there for the new year. You know, Luke drilled a new Phase 2 to go with his other one that had 200 plus games on it, and you're always going to have people commenting on that. But somebody posted something about, boy, I wish I had. It must be nice to be rich enough to afford to drill a new Phase 2 every 200 games. I'm like, well, if you spend a couple $1,000s on video equipment and 40 hours a week on it, you too can buy a Phase 2 every 200 games. It kind of turns out that working 2 jobs, stuff like that happens. I don't know. Sorry. With Global 900 being part of Storm Rotogrip, how come no staffers from the 2 don't throw or do reviews on 900? Oh, man, and now they're asking me about pin down layouts. Damn it. I'm going to get in so much trouble for this. This was not... I've been talking to a lot of people about a lot of things over the last couple weeks, and this was probably... I just haven't done one of these for a while, and I thought it'd be fun to get on, but I don't have much of a filter tonight, and I'm really trying hard. I'm trying. But, man, y'all are triggering me here. With 900... Yeah, okay. How come they don't... They're trying to operate as separate companies. I don't know why. I think that Global being under our umbrella would be kind of nice, but the Chrismans do own both companies, and I think that they're just trying not to do the whole a million brands under one umbrella thing. I think that they're trying to operate as different companies because they want to do some different things. They don't necessarily want to have 3 Storm brands. So I think that that's kind of what they're going. What's your honest opinion of pin down layouts? I love them and use them a lot, but I roll the ball, and Storm stuff is normally flippier anyway. It's normally sharper on the back end, so I use pin down layouts to mitigate that sharpness because I don't need something that pops that much down lane. I can see Mo saying no to pin down layouts for radical stuff because it's already kind of smoother to begin with, and that's not a knock on anybody. That's just different. Sharper is not necessarily better. You know, I like a lot of our smoother stuff, like the idle and the ProMotion. I like the stuff like that. And, but yeah, there's a lot of people that went pin down on their Phase 3 because it's so much back end that they went pin down to kind of tame it down. But I think pin down layouts look great on Storm stuff. I have most of my symmetrical ball, like Idle Pearl, I'm getting ready to drill pin down. I've got a pin down Emerald right now. I didn't like it pin up or pin to the side or whatever the hell anyway. I have a lot of stuff drilled. My Phase 2's drilled pin down. My Idle Pearl, I had an Idle. I'm thinking about doing an Idle Pro pin down. I think that'd look amazing pin down. But I've had a lot of, my MVP Pearl was pinned down, so it just really depends on the ball and the situation, and the bowler style. So, once I stopped overthrowing, Raj from Oz, yep, Melbourne, Australia, what's up? Probably 45 minutes later. Once I stopped overthrowing my ProMotion, I found out it's a decent ball. Yeah, it's not. If you treat it like strong urethane, that's exactly what you're going to get. And it still goes everywhere with me. And I threw it at League 2 weeks ago, I think. And did pretty well. So, yep. Since the Rotogrip Halo's discontinued, what would you recommend as a better one ball that has the same shape? Should I keep it because I also have the Idol? I think that the UFO is an improvement on the original Halo. So I would say UFO if you want kind of, and I did do a UFO versus Halo video, so if you want to go check that out and see, UFO is familiar-ish to the Halo, but I think it's a little bit better. So Yes, Kenneth. Pin down, and that's the funny thing is that people always used to swear pin down layouts made the ball earlier and smoother. It's not earlier. It actually makes it go longer because it increases, the RG goes up and the differential goes down. So that makes the ball delay the ball reaction longer. So the ball gets a little bit further down the lane, is a little bit smoother on the back end. So it doesn't, pin down layouts don't roll earlier. They roll later and they're smoother. Did they discontinue the purple hammer? Is it just that hard to get? They kind of discontinued it because I guess the manufacturing stuff is going to be different enough at Brunswick versus Ebonite that they can't continue production of any of the old Ebonite stuff. But I probably shouldn't talk about that because I don't know all the ins and outs of that, and I keep hearing conflicting things, so I don't know. Yeah, James covered it, so. Belmo's ball loot, yeah. Promotion, big fan of the promotion. MVP, just since it's too much ball, yeah, the MVP is crazy strong on the back end. It's just crazy. Cray. Should I try an original high road? Everybody should try an original high road. They're pretty awesome. They've been around for 11 years for a reason, so. Any tips for straightening my backswing? It goes behind my back and forces inconsistency. I'm not the one to ask for tips about backswings. Brad and Kyle have a lot of good videos on mechanics, so I suggest that you go check out the Brad and Kyle channel. They have a lot of good stuff, so that's they're going to be a whole lot more help than I am. Because I'm pretty sure I'm the inspiration for most of their mechanic videos anyway. Because it seems like every single time I cross with one or the other of them at a tournament, they come out with a mechanics video about something that I do wrong, like 2 weeks later. I find that oddly suspicious. So, but hey, I mean, I'm glad I could help. I was actually going to send something to Brad and ask him and say, you know, next time you guys are in town, if you want to do like a collaboration, like fix my mechanics, say, okay, well, this is, do a video on mechanics, but instead of showing their sickeningly perfect form, have them kind of use me as a guinea pig to like do some actual online coaching or something for a video. It should be fun. I like the way you illustrated the difference ASIM and Symbol with the small fan and the water bottle. Yes, this fan is like, I've used this a couple times on live streams now. This is the perfect asymmetric core because it's already kind of shaped like an asymmetric core. And it gives you the three-dimensional whatever. So that's actually what I keep this fan down here for, to use as my asymmetrical core model. It's great. Will the Omega Crux be the last Crux given the Omega is the last letter? I thought about that myself, but the Alpha Crux wasn't the first Crux. The Crux was the first Crux. And so I think that they're just playing on the Omega thing. Alpha, Omega, the whole Greek letter thing. I'm not entirely sure. But, yeah. So, yeah. I just fell out of my chair with the comment, the physics being discontinued. Highly doubt that. Highly doubt that. But yes, if it's discontinued, I'm ordering a case tomorrow, like literally. I might have to ask Chad. But they've got an awful lot of balls in the Premier line now. So they would have physics, Astro, Crux Prime, Gravity Evolve. I think that'd be 5. Or that'd be 6 now with the Omega. So, what will they make next in the hotline? I think they need to scrap that and redo that. We need some punch-out, wipe-out stuff down there. So, how well has the promotion been selling? Honestly, I have no idea. I hope well because I really like it. Holy crap! No, I'm not down. I'm not to the bottom of the. Damn it. Damn it. I'm way behind. I hope shoot him again? Yeah, okay. I'm not even down to that comment yet. Holy crap. I got to catch up with these. No. Yeah. Nick, no-nos. No, yep. Man, I'm so far behind on these comments. I mean, I appreciate... hopefully, I mean... I'm sure that James is taking care of everybody in the chat here, but another question, or make... Will they make next in the hotline also, do you think bowling balls know that there are other bowling balls that look the same as them, or do you think that they're all one of a kind? I don't know. We've been having an awful lot of imitations here lately, so... How well has the promotion been selling, honestly? I don't know. I think well. It was my biggest video by a long shot. My first video got 45,000 views before I realized that I was an idiot and said that the cover didn't absorb oil at all. So I had to go back and fix that. And then it's gotten another 11,000 views on top of that. So definitely the most interest. So I'm pretty sure it's selling well. I've got another one staring at me. That's what I keep looking down at. I've got another one waiting for holes. Okay, try to catch up with questions. I have a few more things on the agenda here. Opinion on buying off Facebook for advanced level players looking to build an arsenal? Sure. I mean, Storm Rotor Grip bowling balls for sale. I've got it on my frickin' jersey here. I've got it on the neck of this jersey here. So, SRG BBFS. Darn, I thought you were superhuman. No, definitely not. I can't even handle my wife, let alone idiots on Facebook. That was probably harsh, but it's been established that I'm an asshole. I'm an arrogant asshole, so I should be harsh, I guess. Yeah. Question answered. Thanks, James. Thanks, James. More question. More question. Answered. Thoughts on a new Crux? I will see. Omega Crux. Seen videos for it. Don't have it yet. Can't talk about it, but we'll see. No. Yeah, I'm doing a whole bunch of no-nos, Nick, so I hope nobody watches this video. I could be in a whole lot of trouble. Message deleted. Interesting. No, is the Nerf machine gun a rival Nemesis? I don't think so. The wife would have to get it out, but it's interesting. And then we've got like a SMG with 7 different attachments, and got that for Christmas for the kid a couple, like 7-8 years ago by now. We were in the rental back then, so it might have been like long time ago. Jared, yes. Thanks for waiting around, Jared, for me to get shot. Hope that, yeah. Sweet. I know a good lawyer. I know a good lawyer too. Kenan McFalls is in law school. He's going to be a politician. So, heck yeah. Mrs. Zero Gravity. Interesting. I have a brand new Zero Gravity sitting on the shelf here too. I traded somebody a new Halo and a used Winter Solid for their Zero Gravity. And so that's one of my biggest unicorns. The Phase Tour is my favorite, but the Zero Gravity is my next. And the funny thing is I never got to throw a Zero Gravity. So I do have a Zero Gravity sitting right here. Yeah, so true. People constantly come for Luke for absolutely no reason. I think it's just one of those things that people just want to feel important, and they don't feel important unless they're tearing everybody else down. And you get jaded after a little bit, and so you tend to be a little bit more direct with answers instead of kind of if it's just a dumb question or an arrogant question or something like that. It's hard to be patient with it after hearing so many people be so abrasive on Facebook. It's kind of hard to just answer in a nice way. Probably should do it. After all, we are asked here at Storm to take the high road. HYROAD. Interesting. But yeah, it's just getting to the point where anytime I say something on Facebook, I'm just the asshole staffer guy that thinks I know everything. So I'm just not dealing with that nonsense anymore. Forgot about the Zero Gravity. How is it compared to the Gravity Evolved? That's interesting because they have very different cores. The Zero Gravity is an asymmetric core, but it's 255-035. So very, very different asymmetric core. So yeah, what's the going rate for double shot at a time? I don't know. You might have to donate and find out. She might even pull the machine gun out. I don't know if we have D batteries or if the battery's in there. Or how would R2S hybrid and physics core be like? It'd probably be pretty good. So if they did that, I wouldn't be mad about that either. But have you drilled a 3TP hustle yet? No, because I don't get down very low very often. I think the weakest thing that I've thrown in recent memory that's actually worked well is the wild streak. So I just don't get into weak ball reacts. I used to really love weaker stuff. Hectic and Hustle Link. I drilled a new Hustle Link and a new hybrid Pearl, but I just can't use them. They're just, I just been so much with stronger stuff has worked out so much better. How much for Angel to get shot by how much for me to shoot Angel? Man, that'd have to be a whole lot. Because it'd have to be bail money. That's have to be... I do know several bondsmen. Not because I've ever been in jail and had to use one. Somebody asked me what I was drinking further down there. Peachberry detox water. It's amazing. It's got a little bit of 4% lemon juice. It's got aloe juice in here too. So... heckin' awesome. What would you like to see on the piston core next? That's interesting. Because I really like that. I really like that cover. I really like that core. So, what would I like to see on it? That's a hard one, actually. I can't really say because they use R2S an awful lot, and I've seen that on a lot of stuff, and that would be kind of like, eh. I haven't used R2S solid on anything in a while. That would be interesting. Been using an NRG hybrid on a lot of stuff. NRG solid would be interesting. We're using R3S on some stuff here. R3S Pearl might be interesting, but that might be too much on top of too much. NRG Pearl. I don't know. Maybe R2X. And I think that's actually R2X solid, I think, is what's on the promotion tour. So that would be interesting. So, Patreon, yes. Patreon Discord, I have a chat server, I have a Patreon. Patreon's got kind of a bad reputation for like being a money grubbing site for people who can't hack it or people are trying to just make money for something. But on Patreon, it's easier than setting up my own website. It has access into a private Discord channel, and most of my stuff goes up early there. And I do share some other stuff that won't go on my YouTube channel. And the Discord chat server, it's just like this chat here, basically. We have a bunch of really knowledgeable people in there. If you have questions and you're interested in talking bowling stuff a lot and don't want to deal with the negativity and toxicity of like Facebook or some other online bowling forum or something, it's a pretty good place, and it helps me out with the channel. Stuff's expensive. It takes a lot of time, so it does help me out. Appreciate it. Thank you, George Tomlinson, probably like 30 minutes ago. Is the Hustle HSB similar enough to the Hustle Inc? Yeah, you just need to get a Hustle Inc. I don't think anything else, any other Hustle has ever been really similar to the Hustle Inc. at all anyway. So I only throw 14 pounds, and I throw it fast to where my Pink Black Widow barely hooks. I have to slow it down. How to get more break. It sounds like you actually need to go up to 15s. And 14-pound stuff typically has higher RGs, so it's going to want to go longer to begin with. Generally speaking, 14s are a little bit longer, a little bit stronger than 15s are. So I would say going to 15 will help slow you down a little bit. And that'll actually help the ball break more because you're not going to be throwing it as fast. So 2-inch pin ain't good on dry lanes, probably. Probably, yep. Yeah, okay, I'm getting down to the comments here about my whining session a little bit. Can't cater to everyone. I would like to, though. That's the thing. Is I wish that, and I've done it before too. I've angrily posted on something somewhere or the other, and I get that people just want to tear somebody down, but I honestly want to get along with everybody. I don't see why you can't come to an agreement or why you can't make a rational or polite comment. I don't know why you have to get on somebody's social media and just put them on blast for no reason. Like, I don't work for Storm. I do this for free, basically. I mean, they send me the balls to make the videos with. But if it's something like a Halo Vision or a Supersonic that I can't use, it just goes right back in the box or somewhere else after that. And I do have a kind of a budget to work with, but a lot of that goes for making YouTube videos with. And at the same time, like I said, I'm several $1,000s deep on video equipment, and it's about a 35 to 40 hour a week commitment. And so I basically have 2 full-time jobs. And so yeah, if I don't get some bowling balls out of it here and there, it'd be a whole lot. And I've done the numbers. Sadly, I've done the numbers several times. But it'd be a whole lot better if I just quit doing all this stuff and bought the balls I actually wanted to buy. And even if I bought them at full price, I'd still be coming out ahead. So, yeah, this... And not to whine or complain or say poor me, but yeah, I'm not doing this because I'm getting anything out of it. And again, if you too, if you want to spend several $1,000s on video equipment and 40 hours a week, you too can get some free bowling balls. It's just like all that free money that you get at work. All you have to do is show up and work for it. Free money. That's how that works. Yeah, the new inks are, yeah, like you said, Silver Silent RD. My friend's new. I just got a new ink, and it's just like my first 2, so it's still beastly. Discord link states the invitation expired. Do I need to be a Patreon? No, we actually have a general channel, so you can just join the chat server and talk in the general channel. There's more interesting stuff and more in-depth, involved stuff. Some kind of behind-the-scenes stuff. You have more access to me in the paywalled channel, I guess is the easiest way to put it. It's $5 a month. But the thing about Patreon too is they only charge once a month, and so they only do that on the 1st of the month. And so what is it, like the 25th? So if you wanted to go get a preview, if you wanted to pledge $5 to Patreon and get in and see what all's going on there, and if you decide it's not for you, then you can just quit before the 1st and won't charge you anything. So and if you like it and want to stay, then you just kind of leave it alone. So, and you can, it's a month-to-month deal, so you can cancel anytime. You can sign up anytime. If you money's tight, you can cancel for a couple months and come back later, and it's whatever. It's a good filter for trolls, toxicity, and negativity. It helps me out a little bit, and it's good people. So if it's not your thing, then you don't have to join. I'm not trying to talk anybody into anything, just like I don't try to be a typical ball hawking staffer for Storm. I'm just trying to be an online pro shop guy, and Storm is the company that supported me in doing that, and so I'm going to show off and promote their products, but I'm not going to if I make a video, whether they sell 5 balls off of that video or 500 balls off of that video, I get the ball. So I don't get commission. There's nothing additional or extra in it for me if I happen to sell a crap load of balls. So I don't work on commission. Let me put it that way. So, all right. So we got that. Is the promotion any threat of being discontinued? I don't think so. I hope not. At least I've already got one down there if I happen to do it. Is there overlap with Idle Pro and P2? I don't think so. Like Aaron said, sort of. They kind of cover the same amount of boards, but they do it in different ways. And so I actually carried those. Like for a while, my league bag was Phase 2 Idle Pro promotion. It's just now that the Phase 3 is here, instead of having that overlap. The Phase 3 came out, and the Idle Pro came out for something else and whatever, but I do have a new Idle Pro that I'm going to put holes in. I do have a new Idle Pearl that I'm going to put holes in. I'm going to do something a little bit different with the layout on the Pro. And then I'm going to, I've used and abused my other Idle Pearl. It's got probably 250, 300 games on it. And so, I'm going to do a comparison video there too, but I'll probably get torn to pieces for that also. But I need a new Idle Pearl. More Phase 2 love, yep. That comment was awesome. I don't know, it's probably half an hour ago, so I don't know which comment it was, but I've made several awesome comments that are totally not going to get me in trouble so far. So use a Rogue Cell. I think the Rogue Cell was one of my first lefty balls. It was the first one that I remember like really liking. I really liked the Rogue Cell. What are you drinking? Yeah, there's the what are you drinking comment. What do you think is in the GI-20 cover? I have no idea. I have no idea what's in most of the other covers. I have no idea. So, tut tut tut. Interesting. Yeah, see, just like these. Yeah, just like these comments. So somebody go on ahead and block them. Thank you. Was unhidden? Dude, you got to fix that. Hide user on this channel. Okay. All right. So yeah, just like this nonsense is just somebody shows up, just decides to be a troll and an asshole for no reason. So, I mean, and if I call him a troll or an asshole, then I'm a troll or an asshole. So that's really the thing. If somebody starts causing problems for no reason, and I say anything about it, or I confront that, or I combat it, then, oh my God, I'm just, man, terrible person. Did they ever reveal what was in it the other years? I don't even know. Who would not like you, Luke? Shoot him with a Nerf gun? Yeah, I'd like to, sometimes. I need to step down from a Hustle Inc. The fronts of my home center just evaporate. It's going to be a tropical surge, probably. Or, yeah, like James said, you're looking at one of the Pearl Hustles, like the AU or the 3TP. The 3TP is pretty sharp. It's the flippier one of the two. The AU looks like it's longer and smoother. So, you might go that. R2S Deep Pearl. I'm not entirely sure. They do different things with different formulas, and Chad says a lot of the time they're not terribly different from a formula perspective. Like R3S isn't terribly different from R2S, but the on-lane difference is quite a bit. So the way it sounds is the formulas are pretty, maybe not finicky, I guess. I can't think of the word that I want to use. So yeah, Kenan just landed an internship on Capitol Hill. Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of fun doing that. So big Kenan fan, big Nick Brown fan. Big James fan. Hashtag Facebook haters. Yeah, I'm sure Nick knows all about that too. Interesting. Yeah, my favorite Facebook hero lately was the guy that came at Kenan. He said Kenan just beat up on kids that couldn't bowl. Yeah, like anybody that has any kind of success, people want to tear down. I honestly don't know how Belmo deals with it. Like, that kind of stuff, whenever something like that happens, it just makes me want to quit and get away from it, because that's not what I'm about. That's not what I want to have anything to do with. I work really hard trying to get along with people, and it just seems like people just don't want to get along, and I don't understand. I fundamentally do not understand that. It pains me, and it gives me anxiety and stress trying to figure out why people just want to be an asshole and don't want to try to get along. It just doesn't. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I just wonder how people come up with this stuff. Yeah. Hectic. Yeah, I don't get to throw the hectic anymore. I have one sitting here. I don't get to throw it anymore, and I'm probably not going to drill it. I've been, if I have a reason to drill it, I'll drill it, but I can't do it. I can't do it. Is the code line done with? I hope not. Mind explaining what type of ball you should use for each spot in your bag? Watch your 6-part series on the Sport Arsenal, but still a little confused on the difference between each spot. Oh man, somebody else donated. I'll catch that in just a quick second. The difference between each spot is most of the time hook differences. So you're going to want to, in the 1-ball slot, you're going to want to start with stronger balls up top and kind of work them down into lighter oil conditions as you go down. But it really depends on what's going to give you a versatile amount of different hook options and different shape options and different kind of condition options sometime, and it's all going to be different for you based on your game. So it's not necessarily a certain type of ball. It's just you start with shapes that are going to be good for your game, that have different hook ranges and shape ranges and stuff like that. So it's just putting together a good bag that's going to cover the most amount of reactions and conditions and situations possible. All right, so I got to scroll down. Somebody. Pretty sure you're helping way more people than people hating on you. Yes. Yes, actually, there's quite a bit more positivity than there is negativity, but the negativity that comes up, and it's getting more frequent, and it just bugs the crap out of me, and so I tend to kind of reserve myself because I don't want to be seen as the know-it-all. I don't want to be seen as the guy that has to comment on every Facebook post because I think I know something. I'll just stay in my own lane. I'll do the YouTube thing and try to just ignore all that stuff. So, try. Keyword being try. Bork, man, I'm still way behind. Thank you for the donation, too. Thank you. It's very appreciated. Really do appreciate it. The OG Daredevil. I really like the Daredevil. I should have gotten another one of those. So, it often pukes on the back end for me on house shots. Why is that? It might be burning up. It might just be sometimes if the ball gets down the lane too easy and then it encounters a lot of friction all of a sudden, especially pearl balls that get down there and then they jerk, they tend to burn up all their energy turning the corner and don't have anything left to get into the pins with. So, all right. James is taking care of questions. Piston Core R2S Nano. Interesting. Free money, I want some. Yeah. It turns out if you go get a job and you show up to work, they give you free money. It's just like, again, it's just like working full time, and I've already beaten that horse. So, yeah, free money and free bowling balls. That's how it works. All you have to do is spend a lot of time and money, and it's free. So, you ever get your hand on IQ Rising? No, I never really tried hard enough. Apparently, I have enough money to replace a Phase 2 every 200 games, but not enough for an IQ Rising. So, kind of bummed on that, but I have started throwing the U a whole lot more recently, actually. So, P3 is the most versatile ball I own. That thing's a beast. Sometimes you just don't have enough. Sometimes you just don't have enough. Sometimes there's too much friction, not quite enough oil. Sometimes it has trouble getting down the lane on a little bit drier conditions. Not really what the ball's built for, but yeah, hidden, banned, had to block, yeah, banned. Everybody banned, blocked, whatever. What the heck? Yeah, I know. That's the kind of stuff that's been happening. I don't know. Would the Pro Motion be a good ball up from the IQ Tour? It's more like a ball sideways. Once you get a few games on it, once you get like 30, 40 games on it, it's more like a sideways ball. The IQ Tour is still a little bit more pop down lane than the Pro Motion. The Pro Motion's a little bit earlier. Maybe not earlier. It's smoother. It's maybe a little bit stronger than the IQ Tour and a little bit smoother. Any more codes coming? No idea. I hope that there was. So, damn it. Every once in a while this thing stutters. Street Fight's great. Sport Conditionals Nationals, should you get a few different balls, you use the pin buffer system to get something like Phase 2 and drill 3 different ones. No, multiple layouts on symmetric balls, unless you're making them really, really different, it's better to drill different balls instead of trying to trick certain balls with different layouts. I mean, if you're doing something really specialized for sport conditions, that's a different story. Then I probably would take a couple different ones. Like Chris Prather, either this week or last week, used a couple wildly different layouts on idols. He had one that was pin up and then one that was like a 2-inch pin or something like that. But he's also bowling on tougher conditions, so he might just have liked the shape on the lanes. And I think that, again, people don't give the lane surface enough credit for its factor in ball reaction. So, Nerf darts, yeah. The Phase 3 just wants to be thrown away from the pocket. It just does. If you found a very good condition X Factor, what would be a fair price? A used one, being that it's been around for 20 years, I'm not sure that it's going to react all that great because they continue to cure as they age, which means they get a little bit harder and they're going to go a little bit longer, be a little bit sharper on the back end, but it's probably not going to be the greatest reaction 20 years later. So if you want it for a collector's item, I don't really know what a fair price. If it's drilled, it'd probably be like $100. Once something's drilled, that drops the price. No matter how old it is, how rare it is, that drops the price quite a bit. So, yep, questions answered. Layouts video, yeah. The videos, the layouts video, Storm, if you look up the pin buffer layout system, David, if you look up the pin buffer layout system, Storm has a 3-part series on it that explains everything in fantastic, thorough detail. So if you want to see the best stuff on layouts, period, look for the Storm pin buffer layout system. There's 3 of them. Oh, okay. Storm's current lineup, which ball has the closest reaction to the trauma recovery? I actually really loved my trauma recovery. I think if you took a Crux Prime and polished it, that's going to be the closest that you're going to get to the trauma recovery. Because it was really round, it was pretty smooth and rolly. So I think that that's going to be the close. I can't really think of anything else. The traumas were asymmetric. So I think, yeah, if you polished a Crux Prime, that's probably the closest that you're going to get to the trauma recovery. So, oh man, tell Storm to dump the scent on the IQ Emerald. That's what I like the most about the Emerald, actually, is the scent. It's pretty good. Have any thoughts on a low flare layout resin ball versus urethane? Mo seems to think, I'd drag him back into this and get myself in trouble for that again. Do you have any thoughts on low flare layout resin ball versus urethane? Mo seems to think that if you drill a short pin resin ball, that it's going to be better over time on tougher conditions than a urethane ball. But I think that there's things that urethane does to the lane. And I actually have our team video from Nationals last year where most of us ended up, I didn't have a urethane ball, but if I had it, I probably would have been throwing it. Well, actually, I started throwing the Pro Motion, which is basically urethane. But I have the team video, and I did post our Nationals videos a couple months ago, but they were the whole things, and nobody's going to sit there for 3.5 hours and watch that. But I trimmed up our team video, and so I got it down to about 1 hour and 20, and it's just every single individual shot with all the dead space cut out. And I think tomorrow morning, if I can get it done, I'm going to do some commentary and analysis on it. And the ways that the urethane balls changed the shot for us would not have happened with resin balls. And I think that what happened in the way that we played the lanes, if we would have made shots, we'd have done a whole lot better. The thing that it boiled down to is the lanes really opened up and got pretty easy at the end in the last game of team. We broke the lanes down right. We just did not make the shots. And that's really what happened. We almost shot 3,000. Oh, man, pop in the neck. We almost shot 3,000, and it was, if we'd have made shots, just a few more shots, we just shot 3,100, 3,150, and that's a great score for team at Nationals. And that's considering that I saw the Tang brothers were there and Chris Vi, and they barely shot 3,000. I think they either shot it right on the nose or like 30-10 or something like that. But we just didn't make enough shots. And actually the first game I shot 150 something and another guy on the team shot 130, and we still shot almost 3,000. So, man. Yep. So, possibly. Oh, man. Cool. Get a round of applause for James. Yeah, he's going to get more than a round of applause. Interesting. Do you prefer the pin buffer layout system or the dual angle system? I prefer pin buffer. I came up using dual angle. There is a conversion. I mean, if you have a pin buffer layout, you can translate it into the dual angle system. It really depends on what you prefer, because Storm developed the VLS or the pin buffer layout system. They prefer us to use that when the staffers to use that when we're talking about layouts in general or on videos. And so I use the pin buffer layout system more now. The dual angle system is easier to actually lay out on the ball. I think that the pin buffer layout system, the dual angle relies more on math, and here's what the math says the ball reaction is going to do. The pin buffer layout system, or at least the difference between how it's explained, the dual angle system is like, okay, well, here's this, and here's the explanation for that. Or here's this, and here's the numbers, and whatever else. It's a very math, numbers-based explanation. Storm explains it from a perspective of, this is how the core is actually sitting. This is how this is making the core rotate. This is how we're changing the core. This is what we're doing here. And so I think the pin buffer layout system is just explained better, but they're ultimately two different ways of doing the same thing. So I see everyone saying pin up versus pin down, but according to Siren, I don't know. Pin to pap controls length. Is this correct? And how do we break the pin to pap controls flare potential? How do we there's no way to break the old school thought processes. I'm not even going to try. I'm just an asshole on YouTube, so I'm not even gonna try to go there. I've made my comments and contributions before, and I just don't want that box of snakes or worms or whatever. So, what's the best 2-ball between a UFO at 1 and an idle pearl at 3? You're probably looking phase 2. That's the easy one to put in there. So, yeah, I have 2 hustle links. You were right. This ball's amazing for an entry-level ball. Yeah, crazy, stupid good for an entry-level ball. There's HP2 stuff is a really good bang for the buck. Like the MVP and MVP Pearl, you're not going to find higher performing balls for that price. But as soon as you drop down to the Hustle Link price point, you're not going to find better balls at that price point either. It's just amazing. What's better, Phase 2 or Astrophysics? Again, it's like what's better, a 9-iron or a 5-iron. It just depends on your situation. There's not necessarily no such thing as one better ball than another. How much do you think you bowl in a week, and do you have any cool games to not just shoot strike shots the whole time? Jack, actually, when you practice at Westridge, they have the, if you have them turn on, or I think it's actually something that you can go select it, but it's called My Shot. It's in the different, you know, they have the different templates or whatever that you can select that show different things on the screen up there, or different themes for the scorekeeping. They have something called My Shot that you can set up either games, or you can throw it different spare combinations, stuff like that. So in a week, most of the time I just bowl the 6 league games. Practicing too much isn't good for me, but when I film for videos like I will be next weekend, I'll probably bowl 15-ish games filming. So I don't really put in a whole lot of work, and put in a whole lot of bowling. I put in a whole lot of work. That's why I can't actually get out to bowl very much, because I'm either making YouTube videos answering questions, or I'm actually at my day job, which a lot of people seem to think that YouTube's all I do, which is not the case. I have an actual day job. Yes, Jeremy Smallwood, you already have your number for the giveaway. I'll talk about that in a minute. Bork. Thanks for the suggestion. Appreciate it, Dead Hippie Man. What is your choice for a P3? Yeah. Oh, yeah, James, you can shamelessly plug anything you want to. P3's favorite ball for house. I use that as the... Yeah, as the day gets later and I get deeper, that's normally when that ball comes out. What's your choice for a P3 ball down? What do I go down to from the phase 3? I don't know that I really have a ball down from the phase 3 right now. Usually I go to the Pro Motion just because it allows me to keep my angles closed a little bit more. That's not necessarily a ball down, but I don't... If I can't finish the night with a phase 3, I'm in trouble. So... a technical ball down would probably be something like a High Road or a Hustle Inc. Hustle Inc. would definitely be pretty far down there, but High Road might be one to go down to. The IQ Emerald is probably more of a standard step down. MVP Pearl would be in the conversation there too. Yep, Dominic, I remember you being in everything too. Thanks for that. Man, I'm almost caught up with comments. Oh, Bork. Yeah, I didn't actually have a hypercell skid. Oh man, I'm caught up with comments and I can complain more. Sweet. Yeah, I was actually strictly Storm when that ball came out, so I didn't have a hypercell skid, but from what everybody told me, the hypercell fused was really, really close. What's an Angels League bag? Let's see. Phase 3, Promotion, All Road, and the IQ Emerald plus her plastic ball. For a burn ball, do you prefer the ink or the High Road Pearl? Either one of them, actually. Depends on the situation, if I need a little bit more length or if I need something a little bit more controlled. If I need something to just flat get down the lane and boom a little bit, the High Road Pearl. But if I need something length and a little bit more control, if they're a little bit too snappy or too quick, then I'll use an ink. Found my MVP Pearl to be a great step down from the P3. I believe that. Follow-up question: a closer pin to pap will hook sooner, a longer pin up will skid longer. It really depends, and it depends on symmetric versus asymmetric too. Because asymmetric, the longer the pin, the more the flare actually continues to increase, but it also gets a little straighter down lane. So it's more about the flare is actually what makes the ball hook more, because the oil rings are spread further apart the more the ball flares. And so that exposes more fresh cover to the lane on every single rotation. The bow ties shrink up, and so that makes the ball be able to hook more. So, oh, Bork. Yes, I say Bork a lot. Yep. Doing a heckin' Bork. I hate my hot cell so much. Interesting. What do you do with balls that have lost their hook, I imagine? And is there anything I can do to help slow my balls wearing down? You want to make sure, 20, 30 games per week is a whole lot. So that's not going to take very long to get a significant amount of use on a ball. But clean them, keep them in good shape. If you have a pro shop around anywhere that that has a detox or any oil extraction, that's going to be the biggest thing. So keep them clean, number one. But if you can get an oil extraction every once in a while, that's going to be the biggest thing that's going to go towards maintaining performance. And the whole thing behind, and this is something else that irritates me a lot, is that people swear that the companies make bowling balls absorb oil so that they'll die, so that they'll die faster, so that they can sell more bowling balls. Not true. When the soaker cover stock came out way back when from Dinothane, I believe, the idea behind it was that the oil would soak into the cover so that you would keep the cover stock fresher, so the oil wouldn't just sit there and get smeared around like it does on urethane balls. If the cover actually absorbs the oil, it stays dry and it stays fresh, and so it gives you a more consistent ball reaction. And if you do proper maintenance, the ball's going to last you for a really long time. It's going to get beaten up a long time before you should have to retire it due to reaction loss. But there's so many things out there, the detox, cleaners, Abralon pads, whatever else, that you can keep your ball in great shape for several years. So bowling companies don't intentionally try to make the balls crack or wear out or whatever else so that they can sell more bowling balls. Is fresh surface, as in getting, for example, a 15, yeah, just if you want to freshen the surface up, 2,000, 3,000, something like that, it kind of cleans the gunk and grime off too, because sometimes you can't get everything with ball cleaner. Sometimes there's some stuff that you just need to scuff it and freshen the surface back up. So, oh man, I know no one likes it, but I used a polished pin down high road solid on a lot of sport conditions. It was actually pretty good for sport conditions, but it wasn't the greatest reaction in general. So, any recommendations on a ball spinner? Do it yourself. Innovative has a lot of stuff like that. So, yeah, if you get an innovative ball spinner, it's really not that expensive, and they typically make pretty good home use products. So innovative would be one to. All right, now we can talk about what I want to talk about. I'm all caught up on questions. All right, so in talking about, so I've got this giveaway going. So if you don't know about the giveaway, I'm doing this ball giveaway, and it's to help other. Yeah, David, cool. And joining the Discord will help a lot, actually. So a lot of good. James at Shimwrecker Enterprises, the guy that's answering a lot of questions, he's in there. Have quite a few other knowledgeable people. And so if you want to learn some stuff and be in a, not toxic environment where people aren't going to look down on you and treat you like crap, that's going to be a good place to go. I keep telling people that for some reason somebody thinks that their ability to throw a ball at some weird looking white sticks better than somebody else somehow makes them a better person than them too, and I've never followed that or understood that. So I had to yeet my pink hammer. Yeet's like I haven't started using that word yet, but every time I see it, oh man. There's a video I saw online of somebody was out in a field and they saw a snake, and it said the dog just yeeted the snake, and the dog just runs up and it runs past the snake and it's like, oh crap, a snake, and it grabs it and picks it up and shakes it and then chucks it. You can see the snake go flying through the air. It said the dog yeeted the snake. That's great. So cool. Look forward to seeing you there. Okay, so the giveaway debacle. I've actually got this in my description under the video. The giveaway debacle. So YouTube sucks in general. It's tough. It's expensive. It takes a lot of time to do anything, and then there's more time on the back end answering questions and everything. And sometimes it really sucks when I get a ball, and I'm like, crap, I'm not going to be able to use this ball. I have no use for this ball. Halo Vision, Supersonic, something like that. But I'm still going to spend 15 hours of my life making 15 hours of my life and using several $1,000s worth of equipment to make a video for it. And then I'm not going to get anything out of it, all the while people are saying how nice and how nice it must be and how lucky I am to get free stuff. So, I decided to do a giveaway to help out some smaller channels that are just getting started. 1,000 subscribers and 2,000 subscribers are the two biggest milestones for a new YouTube channel starting out, because at 1,000 subscribers you can monetize your videos, and at 2,000 subscribers is when your videos start generally showing up higher in the search results. And so with as many people that have channels now, when I started doing it, Tamer had been around for a couple of years, but there wasn't a whole lot of other people doing ball videos, and the ones that were doing them weren't doing them very well. And so I'd always have people come into the pro shop and say, well, I see a bunch of ball videos with 500 rev rate people set to rock music, and everything looks all the same, and can you please explain this? And so I started doing videos to begin with, just to kind of explain things from a pro shop point of view and explain the ball reaction. Yes, I have a higher rev rate, and I try to play all over the lane, and I try to do some different stuff. But when, people ask this or that, or let's put some different people in the reviews, and then you start actually thinking about it, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to have like 3 or 4 different balls. That's expensive as hell. I've got to have this equipment, then I've got to arrange all this stuff, and then I've got to edit it, and then it's like, I've got all this stuff going into a video that people want to watch, but we're talking several $100s going into video just because somebody wants to watch it. And I like making videos. I like making different types of videos, but a lot of them are a whole lot more labor intensive than they're worth on my end. And some of them are just convenience for people that it's like, well, can you make a video comparing this ball to this ball? It's like, well, I have reviews up for both balls. You can watch this video and then watch this video. Which makes me an asshole for saying that, but I'm dealing with it. But anyway, so I did the giveaway to try to help some of these channels out. And so I've got a video if you want to go watch it if you don't know what it's about yet. It's called Massive Ball Giveaway. And so basically, there's 9 other channels that I've set goals for, and they're each doing their own ball giveaway. And so we're giving away a total of at least 13 bowling balls and some other stuff. There's some of them that have a couple different goals. Like one's giving a ball away at 800 subs and then 1,500 subs. DH Bowling is giving a couple balls away too. And so I'm trying to help them get to the next step to where they're going to see some kind of return, or they're going to get some kind of feedback, or they're going to get some kind of traction to where they're not spinning their tires for 2 years like I did. So I think it took, I was in the red for like 4 solid years, and now I'm just barely in the black on the thing. And so with so many different people making videos now, that makes it even harder than it was when I was trying to grow a channel, which is already hard enough to begin with. So I decided to give away 3 bowling balls and a tournament triple to people, and you need to subscribe to at least one of the other channels. I'm not trying to force everybody to go sub to every channel. I'm trying to help the channels grow and at the same time help you find some new videos that you may not have known existed. But I'm not going to force you to go subscribe to something that's just going to fill your sub box up with a bunch of stuff that you don't really want to watch just for a shot at a 1 in a however many thousand chance at winning some bowling balls. So the point wasn't really the giveaway. The point was helping them find new people and help the people find new content that they probably didn't know about yet, because the stuff's showing up at the bottom of the search page or on the 2nd or 3rd page or something like that. Most people don't get down that far. And so to enter the giveaway, and this was predictable and I knew it was going to happen, but to enter the giveaway, you had to be in the lower 48 states, because I have sent a ball to Alaska before, and that's expensive. Found that out the hard way. So you have to be in the lower 48 states or in Canada to be eligible for it to begin with. And shipping stuff to Canada is already, one ball is $70 just to go across the border for customs and fees and whatever else. DH Bowling is actually in Windsor, Ontario, so she actually, Darren and Haley actually have their stuff shipped to Chicago. And so they're close enough to where they just drive across the border to Chicago, pick up the stuff, and go back to Canada, and that way they can save the $70 a ball on the stuff to Canada. So I included Canada because they said that they'd help me out on that. And so I said, all you have to do is subscribe to at least one of the channels and be in the lower 48 or Canada and leave a comment. Your entry is going to be commenting on this video and telling me who you subscribe to. And the responses were completely predictable. I had a lot of people that said that they were subbed to me. They didn't watch the video. I just watch the video. There's very clear-cut instructions in the video. And I don't want to be the guy that just, comes across that channel. Well, they obviously didn't read it, so I'm just going to skip them. They should have paid attention. I'll answer every question, say, well, cool, I appreciate that, but you need to sub to somebody else. I'm not a complete asshole, apparently. Not complete. Pick something. But I had a lot of people that didn't follow the instructions. I had several people who actually unsubscribed from me because I wouldn't ship to Europe or Australia, which I did check into. One ball to Australia, to Melbourne specifically, is $560. One ball to London is $400. One ball to Alaska is $120. And so I just don't understand the mentality of expecting somebody who does this for free, whose Storm's not supplying this stuff. I'm supplying the balls. I'm paying to ship them. And I'm not asking for anything out of it. I'm trying to help these other channels grow, and because I can get kind of a deal on the stuff and it's not terribly expensive for me, it's something that I can do to kind of help everybody out. I'm having people unsubscribe, not follow instructions, generally be assholes themselves, and expect me to spend hundreds of dollars shipping stuff all over the freaking planet. And they're mad if I don't. Thanks. Oh, that's still got a little bit in. Let's see. The next thing is LaCroix Coconut Cola, but it's naturally essence sparkling water. I don't know why they call it cola, but it's coconut sparkling water. I've had this stuff before, and it's amazing. Yeah, Raj. Sorry. I'm sorry that you're not eligible because you're from Koalaville or whatever. That's probably mean. I love koalas. Do you remember my little beanbag koala thing that I had since I was little? Yes, I still have I've had this little beanbag koala looking thing. Go get my koala, please. It's good exercise. You said it was you said that the walking up the stairs was good for your, I guess you can say it. I'm not supposed to say it. I have this koala that I've had since I was 0. So this koala is almost 40 years old. Tequila and prune juice because I'm just bitter. It's Kangarooville. Yeah. Well, I'm from Redneckville. I'm from Kansas. Cowville. But anyway, the giveaway thing was completely predictable. And there are services that will actually automatically collect issue numbers, collect all the stuff. Part of it was me not wanting to dig into that, but the other part of it was kind of a social experiment type thing to see every time I see, and this is why I haven't done giveaways before, because there's always some kind of problem. every time somebody tries to give something away, it ends up causing more problems than it helps out. And I don't understand why that is. Like, people get crazy as soon as you say that you're giving something away. Then there's always oh, I see how it is. Nothing for all your European viewers. Okay. It's like, well, I mean, if it didn't cost me $500, I mean, it cost me $400 to ship one ball to London. I don't know how much 3 balls in a bag's going to cost. Sorry. Man. But anyway, so that was completely predictable. Now, if you want to enter the giveaway, or at least go subscribe to these people, they make good stuff. That would be awesome. Okay. So I've complained about that. We've talked about those other two. YouTube stuff. I whine about YouTube all the time. Raj. This is my koala. Let's see. I don't even. This koala was made in 1979 in San Francisco, California, and it's almost got sand in here. But this is my koala that I've had since I was a baby. I've had for almost 40 years, and yes, and the wife just doesn't even know what I'm doing here. I'm on a bowling stream holding up a 40-year-old stuffed koala. This just went way off the rails.
Just went?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's gone off the rails the entire time. I knew this was a bad idea. This is great. Somebody wants to see the dogs, too. She's going to shoot me again, and nobody's going to pay me anything. Oh, man, now we got stuff all over the place.
It's a pre-shot. Somebody's going to donate.
Yeah.
They're going to donate from sympathy for me.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do.
As long as this is entertaining, that's all I'm after.
They're all sleeping. The dogs are sleeping.
Yep, the dogs are sleeping right now. I'm sure that Mistel would...
Oh, no, she's coming in and hurt her paw. I don't know.
That she just picked the prettiest balls in the shop. No, she really likes green, though, so...
What?
Yeah. Somebody said, did she just pick the prettiest balls in the shop? Because all the ones you throw look pretty good. Interesting.
I can just stay.
Yeah. I have too many bowling balls. Yep.
55.
Oh, well, it's all good as long as you're in the 48 state. I can handle all the stuff. I'm not necessarily I'm complaining about all the other people complaining about me giving stuff away.
Yeah, you're already providing a content and giving them everything.
That's what's hilarious. Oh, yeah, it's a kangaroo joke. Yeah.
Actually, when you sent me up there, you have other things in the top.
Yeah.
So when I looked up there and I saw this, like, I can't reach those. And then
Yeah.
this was sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought you actually went up there to.
I have a
like,
cat.
This is a short joke.
Yeah. No, I'm
not getting the cat.
Yeah.
If you want the cat, you can get it for the next stream.
Yeah.
I am not getting the cat.
I have a cat that sings Soft Kitty
I did it.
from from Big Bang Theory. The couch is not terribly comfortable. So yeah, just give me the balls, make it simple. Yeah, boy, it'd be a whole lot simpler if I'd have just picked somebody to give stuff to, because I'm still issuing numbers and yeah. Yep. 1979, you were a senior. I wouldn't have ran until 1981. So, yeah, Callahan's performance. Fred's awesome. Fred's awesome. Honorable Aussie. Yeah, koalas are awesome. Hashtag stereotype. Yeah, James, 1979. I was negative 11 years old. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like some people have said, your game relates to a lot of ours, and most others are quite farther off, and that's cool. That's why I wanted to show, especially some of the women too. Like, again, if you weren't watching earlier, Angel Storm is going to support all of Angel's videos going forward. Normally, we've just done videos for the balls that she's wanted that I've drilled for her. If I drill something for her, then we go on ahead and do a video, but we're not going to go out of our way to drill something for her if she doesn't want it. Well, her videos have done well enough that Storm is going to... Too cold down here. Storm is going to support making videos for every ball. So, and yeah, there's a pretty diverse group of the people that I picked to participate in the giveaway. So there's all kinds of, there's a couple women in there. There's a two-hander. There's James, who's basically a two-hander. And just a lot of different styles. And then DH bowling, Darren Alexander and Haley Lundy, they're the two of them have, there's two different bowlers. There's male, female on the videos, and they make good stuff. James makes good stuff. And some of the other ones haven't really started making a whole bunch of stuff because it's a lot of work. And then you put in the time and you take time off to go to the bowling alley and you get videos done. And then you got to worry about editing software and thinking about buying a video camera and whatever else. And then you put a video up and you get like 200 views. And it's like, oh, well, no. So I'm trying to get them a little bit of a bump to get going before they just stop. UPS driver, I go through 15 pounds of dog treats a week. That's awesome. I was negative 24 in 1979. Jersey match in the chair, yeah. Yep, High Five did an okay job, but they did a great job actually. But I'm gonna have a Logo make me one of these too, without the PBA Tour logo. So, yeah. I'm pretty hot, huh? Omega Crux look like a pile of crap. That's hilarious. It looks like a Crux, and so I'm probably going to like it. So, never mind the koalas. Look out for the drop bears. What is a drop bear? Hey, Chad. Chad is in the house. So it turns out I was completely wrong last time because he asked me. I think he deliberately did this because he knew I wasn't going to be able to guess. He asked me what was coming next, and I thought it was a strong, shiny code. It's not a strong, shiny code. It's a strong, dull Crux. Right after I said, yeah, I don't think they're going to... Crux wouldn't make sense. I don't think they're going to drop back into the Crux well, and naturally we get a Crux. So, now, I did reason out, by the way, that the next Masterline ball is going to be like a stupid, strong, idle type ball. So you can put me down for that one. I'm pretty sure about that. It can't be Wild Streak different because you got Wild Streak type stuff in the Thunderline. Be nice to see a sanded solid high road, by the way. But, and with all the other stuff that's already in the master line that you're not going to discontinue, the only thing that even fits or makes any kind of sense, because we're due for a solid, is just a stupid strong, like maybe that NRG2 or NRG3 cover or something like that. That's the rumored fabled NRG2 stuff. But it's just going to be a stupid strong, heavy rolling, stupid strong, solid symmetric. You can put me down for that. But I was wrong this time, so I'm probably going to be wrong again. So, Team Lefty. I was almost going to be a lefty, but can you suggest any drills to help me with my bowling mechanics? Releases my issue. I've been looking at Eileen's training system for Bowler X, but just not. No, the Eileen's Bowling Buddies stuff. We actually got some of those. Our local association bought some of those for use at some of the training camps we're gonna do. So I think they're legit stuff. So and any drills. Watch Verity Crawley has a video about bowling drills that she does. So if you look up bowling drills Verity Crawley, she's got some pretty good drills, and it's a kind of a short and sweet video. It's only like 1 minute and 30 seconds long, but she's got some good stuff. Lefties cannot throw anything. I would almost at this point, I was debating going to lefty, and I finally kind of reserved myself to the fact that I was going to have to do it. But it's so brutally difficult over there that it just doesn't even make any sense. And people disagree with me on this, but I've been a lefty and I've been a righty. And lefties on house shots, lefties just period. You either have it or you don't. That's why you see 3 lefties on the show this week, because apparently there was a shot on the left side. So, and when lefties do have it, I don't care. I just leave them alone, because I've been there for several years and it sucks. If you have the shot and you can hit what you're aiming at, it's probably going to be a good day. But lefties bowling on anything tough is just a nightmare. It's just an absolute nightmare. Just curious, how many jerseys do you have? Not as many as you might think. I did order my 5 practice jerseys from Logo Infusion. I want to get them to do a replica of this one without the PBA Tour logo on it, because I really like this one, but I don't want to go wearing this around. I don't need to go to league or some tournament with a PBA logo on my shirt. That's just douchey. I'll save this for doing streams or donating to regionals. I think I probably have somewhere between 10 and 15 jerseys. And some of them, are wrong, so I can't actually wear this one, because we have jersey standards and stuff. And so this one has the patches on the wrong side. I have to have them over here, and they have adhesive on them. So if I took this off, it'd just leave a horrible... It just basically ruined the jersey if I took them off. So I have some jerseys that are not actually compliant with our guidelines that I can't wear, but that one's cool, so I hang it up back there. So actually, I only have about 3 or 4 jerseys that I can wear. So that's an interesting question. And this might be TMI, but I'm going to go for it. Let's see. How's the bladder holding up with all those drinks you had? Interestingly enough, I used to work in construction inspection, and there would be times where if we're on a big concrete pour or something like that, you just can't. So we'd have 10, 12-hour concrete pours where you couldn't eat, you couldn't go to the bathroom, you were stuck there doing concrete, and you couldn't leave. So, you just learn to hold it. So I'm doing fine, actually. Thanks for asking. Is the bowling Chad of Storm? Yes. Yep. Even though Phil Cardinale has no idea who he is. Poke that bear. That's hilarious. Oh, yeah. I got to bowl with Austin Bowles from the Bowling Fix at a tournament last month. Really nice guy, and he was killing it with his wild streak. Yeah, Austin is one of those really sneaky good bowlers because he's super crazy unassuming. He is the type of guy that I wish every other bowler would be, because he's really good at what he does. He kind of downplays it. He's just a super cool guy. He doesn't act like he's any better than anybody else. But he still goes out and bowls the big stuff because he knows he's got skills. But he just doesn't think that he's better than anybody else, and not better at bowling, but just better as a person. And like I said, it doesn't matter who you are or what you've got or what you've done. Throwing balls at Jason freaking Belmonte may not be any better of a person than anybody else. And I can guarantee that every single one of you out there is better at something than he is. But something. It doesn't really matter what it is. So just because somebody is better at something than you are doesn't mean that they're a better person. And so that's what irritates me about a lot of the egos and the whatever else in the bowling industry. is that they think that they're hot stuff because they throw a ball at some weird-looking little white sticks better than somebody else does. But yeah, Austin's really cool. Brad Miller's cool. Packy Hanrahan is really cool. So, yeah. Saw a Hank video the other day. Dude had a nice Omega watch on. Cool. Yeah, the bowling Chad throwing the pitch purple is freaking nuts. Yeah, Chad does that just because he can, so. Why do they say urethane is for medium and dry, but you need oil? Can you explain dry conditions? Dry conditions are just when the ball's hooking a lot, when there's a lot of friction. And people shouldn't say that urethane is for medium or dry conditions, because urethane is designed to hook incredibly early and be smooth down lane. But because it's smooth, people can force it to work on dry because it kind of burns up the second it hits the lane and just kind of walks in there. But because it's not strong or crazy on the back end, they think, oh, well, it's not back ending much, so therefore it must not hook much. That doesn't make any sense. So, and as I illustrated on my pitch black video, I threw it on the 28.5 mil, 42 foot long singles and doubles pattern from Nationals last year. And it was hooking earlier than my UFO. The surface was fresh out of box pitch black, which the surface is 1,000 instead of 2,000 like it is on the UFO. But the UFO is the strongest ball that they've got out there right now. So urethane is not for dry lanes. Yeah, the kitten jersey with lightning. Yeah, that was... Yeah, and I actually had to... That's where the whole Hello Kitty thing came from for a while, but I had to professionalize my background here. I had to take the Hello Kitty poster down. Jerseys are a lot of fun, and this is the thing, is that you don't wear a jersey because you're a douchebag. You wear it because it's ridiculously comfortable. It's like... It's one of those things where you don't know what you're missing until you've tried it. I also buy Big Four socks, which are epic and amazing, and you didn't know that you needed performance bowling socks until you wear them. And then it's one of those things, like, you wear a pair of Big Four socks, and then you wear a regular pair of socks the next time you bowl, and it's miserable. It's just like, jersey. It's just like a golf shirt. That's the really light, moisture-wicking, kind of silky fabric that just feels really nice to bowl in. And I can't bowl in a t-shirt because if I start sweating at all, then it's just soppy and wet and nasty, and it just is not comfortable, and I'm hot and whatever else. But as soon as you wear a bowling jersey, it's just so comfortable that you don't want to wear anything else. And I resisted the jersey thing for a while because everybody that walked, I couldn't stand the people that walk into league or some little local sweeper wearing a jersey with the frickin' PBA stuff on the sleeve like they're a hot shot. I didn't want to be a douchebag, and so I didn't do it. But as soon as I finally got a jersey, because I thought, well, I'll wear a jersey going to some bigger tournaments or something like that, or like Nationals or something, and then I wore it, and I'm like, well, holy crap, I have to have more of these. I don't care if people think I am a douchebag. This is comfortable. So I would recommend trying a jersey. I would recommend trying a Logo Infusion jersey, matter of fact. So, all right, I'm going to finish up some questions. I've actually been rambling at a camera now for a little over 3 hours, so I'm going to set a record here. I guess this just got interesting enough that... there's 100... This has been my most popular live stream so far, and I didn't even have anything going on. There was, we had 140, almost 150 people there for a while, and... I still have 100 people, even though I've gone off the rails and have gone crazy. Maybe I should do that more often. Bladder's great here with all the Pabst Blue Ribbon. Wow, I've actually got a PBR shirt. And I've got a light-up PBR neon sign that I was asked to take down for reasons. Because reasons. Yeah. Man, you got to take a tour. I was going to travel. I was going to take a trip to HQ this month, but a little while later I found out that my daughter was coming to visit from Pennsylvania. That's the other thing about the frickin' giveaway is I told everybody it's going to be a while. That's the thing that pissed me off the most, as a matter of fact. Rabbit trail. So my daughter lives in Pennsylvania now. She left last January to be with her fiance and his daughter, who is just ridiculously adorable. She's 4. But they hadn't seen her in a year. She came to visit, and she was visiting. She actually got there a little bit later the day that I posted the giveaway video. And so I told everybody in the video, I'm like, look, I'm busy. My daughter's coming to town. It'll probably take, and there's probably going to be several hundred entries, so it's going to be a while before you get a number. And the amount of people that were commenting extra times and that were complaining about not getting a number issued when the giveaway hadn't even happened, wasn't close to happening, was too damn high. So I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, so I did remember, wow, this is a first. I actually remembered what I was talking about after chasing a rabbit. And we caught the damn rabbit too, so that's awesome. I was going to make a trip to visit HQ this month because it's kind of slow at the job. We're actually getting ready. I got one more week in the office before I head back out on the road. I work. I travel full time for work, so I'm gone every single week. And we always drive to nationals, and so we're from Kansas City. I'm from Kansas City area. I'm a little bit west. I'm in Topeka, so we're about an hour west of Kansas City in Kansas. And we drive to nationals every year, and so this year's Reno. And so I didn't end up going to HQ this month because my daughter came from Philadelphia to visit, or not Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, actually in the middle of Pennsylvania. She came to visit, and so I postponed the trip. Well, we're actually going to stop by HQ on our way back from Nationals in late June. So we drive through Salt Lake City anyway, and Brigham City's only like 45 minutes, an hour north of that. And with the squad times that we're bowling, we're not going to be able to make it. Normally we drive it in 2 days. But we're not, that'd be a couple really long days because we have the late squad on the Sunday. And so there was one year that we tried bowling the late squad and we got done at like 3 or 4 in the morning and then we started driving back that day. That was absolutely miserable. So we're just going to go sleep in until they kick us out of the hotel room, and then we're going to drive to Salt Lake City on Sunday, and then we'll go visit HQ Monday morning, Monday afternoon, and then drive to like Denver or something like that, and then make the rest of the way back on Tuesday. So I'm actually going to get to visit HQ in late June. That's going to be fun. I have not been there. What's your go-to flavor LaCroix? So yeah, I'm going to visit HQ. I actually like the coconut stuff because they have a kiwi watermelon or something, but there's no other coconut sparkling water out there, and I really like coconut. So this is my favorite one, I'm pretty sure. So, Chad has probably gone by now. So yeah, you can just ask for what? No. Okay. Yeah, you can just schedule a visit with Storm HQ. So they do tours quite a bit, actually. Oh man, you got to see Simonson and Stephanie Johnson that week too. So when throwing urethane, you start running into carry down and flat tinning. What would be the suggested move or ball change? If anybody's throwing urethane on a house shot in the first place, that's just dumb. And urethane actually acts as hold, so you can probably move further right. Everybody usually makes the wrong decision in trying to get a ball that's going to dig through carry down or try to get through it or make the ball hook through it. There's no ball that really gets through carry down. So treat it as hold, and just go on ahead and move a bit right. Yep, just like James said, square up more. Bing bang bong. I don't know what Angel's saying no for. Been here the whole time? Yeah. Holy bork, I can't even imagine that. I've barely been here the whole time. Come on, don't you have a Logo Infusion discount code? No, but Nick Brown does. Code Nick B for 20% off. Love the live streams. Thank you. You're welcome. I love the live streams too. And this one was entertaining. So all right. Yeah, I do have a I've got a neon PBR sign, and if you go to my other channel, Over the Line Reviews, that I haven't done anything with for beer and stuff reviews, you can see it in the background. All right. Bang, bang, bong. Roll some 160s at Nationals. Yeah, me too, probably. Long drive between Vegas and Reno, nothing there. Well, there's nothing west of Salt Lake City in Utah, and there's nothing in freaking Nevada either. So that's like the worst 8 hours of my life, is the second day of the trip when we're getting into Reno. And I swear to God, you get into Nevada and it says like 260 miles to Reno. You drive another hour and then it's still like 280 miles to Reno. So it's just the most brutal thing. Luke, got to do the hot sauce challenge. There's a lot of people that are asking me about the hot sauce challenge. So we're not going to have near as much time as I'd like to have at HQ, but we might do the hot sauce thing. So, yep, we'll see. Will you be doing any more beer frame videos in the future? I'm going to be doing beer frame videos on my other channel. Storm does a whole bunch of stuff with the youth. They have the Storm Youth Championships, and they sponsor a whole bunch of youth type stuff. And so they didn't really want me having the more adult alcoholic content on the channel. And so I have started another channel called Over the Line Reviews, and I'm going to do beer frame stuff there. It's going to be more like beer reviews and stuff, and I haven't done much with it and probably won't do a whole bunch with it. But if I do get into doing, if I do set up a beer frame with somebody, it's going to be on that channel. So, yep. All right. I'm going to have to back out of this. So, Nick Brown's here. Cool. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't. You have to have the PBA logo, and you have to have your name on the back for a PBA tournament. So, maybe we can see the dogs next time. Yep, they're sleeping. Actually, Billy, if you scroll back a little bit, Missile did make an appearance earlier in the video. She's currently sleeping right now, which is something that I should probably go do. Yeah, I wouldn't get your name on the back of the jersey. I think this is the only jersey that I have my name on the back of. I think I got it on one of the other jerseys, but it was something that we all wore to Nationals. So, anything that makes you look like a douchebag, just get something nice and comfortable. And this is a simple design. I mean, this is something that, most of my jerseys are simple designs. Just something to wear because it's comfortable and not look like you think you're something. So I don't know. I typically go for less showy. What do you think about string setters? I don't know. I've never bowled on them. I think it's the bowling fix. Editing is a lot less painful watching this at the same time. Yeah, it's pretty painful if you have nothing going on. So, oh bork. We're going to get puppies. I'm going to bring the puppies in now since we're almost done with this. How similar is the Sonic versus Idle Pearl? It's not terribly far off. The Idle Pearl is a little bit rounder and it's not quite as early. Meastel. Love the live chat. Going to get off here. Have a great night. Yep. Thank you. It does say Q&A and I asked a question. Yeah, I'm trying to get there. How to lower arm swing. Brad and Kyle have a lot of great videos on mechanical stuff. And so it's going to be just Yeah, there's 100 people watching right now and asking questions. I'll try to get to them as quickly as possible. Most of the time I lag behind though. So, yes. I'm getting there. So, been thinking about the UFO, looking for traction and oil. Yeah, you definitely want UFO is definitely going to be a lot of traction. This is also Angel, if you don't know the Angel share. And there's puppies. Aspen Chubby.
I was trying it. I'm not sure she'll jump up.
Yep. How to lower arm swing. You might. I'm not great with the mechanical side of things, and if anybody has watched me bowl, probably don't want to ask me about. Hi, Aspen Chubby. You probably don't want to ask me a whole bunch about mechanical stuff. I tend to give answers that are a little bit too simple. Just don't get your arm that high. But you might, most of the time, something that I've found that fixes a lot of problems is moving a little bit closer to the line. It generally kind of slows everything down a little bit, and a lot of times people... Hi, Dog Bear. Hi, Dog Bear. That's Panda Bear. Big Husky. I'm not sure if she got into the frame here, but...
Yeah,
I don't know. It'll pop up here in a minute. Yep, there she is.
Okay, yep.
Dog Bear Panda. But normally people will stand further back on the approach than they need to, and that gets their feet moving faster than they need to, and it just kind of makes everything too fast and accentuates everything. So I would step up a little bit closer to the line and intentionally slow everything down and focus on not getting your arm that high. I mean, it's one of those things where no matter what kind of drill or anything you do, you still have to do it at the end of the day. So anytime you can slow down and isolate something, that's going to help with correcting it. Have I ever owned an Optimus Solid? Yes, I did have a... I'm like you, like I hate wearing a name shirt. Yeah, definitely. Huh. Thanks, Luke, for the live stream. It's 3:22 p.m. Sunday over here. Interesting. I want something like an Idle Pearl, but way slower. Probably Hustle AU, honestly. It's kind of a rounder shape, but it's a whole lot slower on the back end, so... Thanks for the marathon live stream. Very entertaining. Appreciate it. Yeah, this is the longest live stream, definitely. Thank you for being straight up. I'm just going to have to be. I wear myself out trying to make sure that I make everybody happy, and people are still mad, so I'm just going to have to embrace the asshole, apparently. You ever thrown an Optimus Solid and did you like it? Yes and no. It wasn't the greatest ball ever. I actually have, that's the Optimus Solid and the Skyrocket are the first two reviews that I did way back when, and I did them left-handed. So, have you tried the Rotogrip Wild Streak on dry conditions? If so, how was it? It's actually not terrible. It actually gets down the lane pretty easily because it's got to have a little bit of shine on it. But it gets through the fronts really good, especially because it's got that higher RG. That's 260 RG, but it does skate through the front part of the lane pretty good. If you could only have two balls and the physics is one, what's your second? Probably an Idle Pearl. Idle Pearl is just freaking awesome. One of the nicer assholes on YouTube, to be honest. Thank you, I appreciate that. I told somebody one time that was giving me crap for something. I said, you know what, you're my favorite kind of asshole because you just keep it real. So... Alright. I gotta get off and go give the wife some attention. Been talking at a camera all night. So, thoughts on the new balls that are releasing in February? I don't have them yet, so I can't talk about them. I really have nothing to say until I throw them. But I should have them sometime late next week, and so I should be putting videos up Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now Sunday is the Super Bowl, and I do have a tournament on Saturday, so I probably won't get in as much work as I'd like to. And then I'm starting. Then after the Super Bowl, the very next day, I start traveling for work again. So could be interesting. So, yep. What did you think of the Storm fight? It was all right. It wasn't great, but it was all right. It was like a rounder Wild Streak, but the Wild Streak is freaking amazing. So, we're ever going to see a Punch-Out again? I hope so. I hope that they just dump everything that they've been doing on the hotline and do some HP2 line Punch-Out, Wipeout stuff. So, all right, yep. That's the end of the comments. That's the end of everything. I've been doing this for 3.5 hours, actually. So, yes, I'm just going to have to shut it off. Thanks, everybody, for showing up and listening to me ramble and say a bunch of things I shouldn't have said. So, if you missed any of that, then you can rewind and watch all the things that I shouldn't have said. But thanks, everybody, for the support. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for having me. Okay, bye-bye. Team effort. No one person could have done it alone. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you later.